You can't ask for a better day for baseball here on a sunny Sunday night in Cotuit, Massachusetts. 80 degrees, not a cloud in sight, and the Red Sox and Kettleers are just about ready to get underway from Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Alongside Brian McLaughlin, I'm TJ Mathewson. Red Sox visit Cotuit for the first time since opening day and play the Kettleers for the first time in 42 days, spanning back to the first week of the Cape League season. Lots more players added, lots more pitchers added in that span. It's going to be a different look for both teams, but both these, one thing we do know about today is that there will be a lot of runs. These two rank first and second in the Cape League and runs. And Brian, let's look back at yesterday real quick. 13 runs scored yesterday in the 13-7 win over the Harwich Mariners. A really complete effort from an offense that we've been waiting to see wake up really over week. A little bit of a lull, but last night the bats really came alive.
They really did yesterday. Top to bottom, everybody in the lineup had a hit that played yesterday, led by Austin Wells with 4 hits. Noah Cardenas had 3 RBIs at the bottom of the order as well. And really, it was just a complete performance, one we've been waiting for. We're used to early in the season, but it's been a little bit since we saw one of those performances. But with the playoff push starting here, this is game number 41 for these Red Sox. It's time to start picking up your form that you want to be playing into the playoffs, and the offense showed that last night.
With the Red Sox win tonight and a Brewster loss to the Orleans Firebirds, Whitey will clinch a playoff berth here in 2019. But to get that win today, they're going to face one of the toughest lineups in the entire Cape League. The Cotuit Kettleers led by their MVP, Nick Gonzalez, who's been absolutely spectacular this season. Him and Austin Wells starting in left field, batting third today for YD. 2 names that have been should be at the top of the MVP conversation come the end of this week.
They, between the two of them, lead almost every offensive category in one sense or another. It's Gonzalez leads the league in extra base hits. That's where I start with him. He does it with triples. He has 3 triples. Both have 7 home runs. Wells leads the league in doubles. They are just complete hitters, use all parts of the field, and have crushed Cape League pitching all summer long. Really excited to watch those two guys in the middle of these two orders, and really, I think the 2 front runners in the Cape League MVP race right now.
You would have to think so. And instead of Ryan Hare, who we thought was going to get the start today, it's going to be Brady Corrigan getting his first start of the season, a 6.75 ERA for Corrigan. This is going to be his 10th appearance and his first start. He hasn't gone longer than 2 innings in any outing here on the Cape. It's most likely going to be a staff day here today in Cotuit, as YD will look to hold down this Cotuit Kettleers lineup. We'll be back on the other side of this break with first pitch, starting lineups, and more here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The Kettleers have taken the field here at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts, and we're just about ready to get underway between the YD Red Sox in second place in the Eastern Division and the second place in the Western Division, Cotuit Kettleers. YD enters with a record of 21-16-3, coming off a 13-7 win over the Harwich Mariners yesterday. The Kettleers enter at 19-16-4 off of a 10-3 win at Chatham last night. Here's the lineup that Chris Holcomb, the junior out of Tulane, the lefty thrower, standing 6'3", 190 pounds, will face this YD offense, second in the Cape League in runs. Leading off, it'll be the shortstop and freshman out of Pepperdine, Wyatt Young. The center fielder's Brad Beasley. He'll bat second. Austin Wells is in left field batting third. We have an audible at the top of the lineup. It's Jake Palmer. Well, excuse me. So Jake Palmer will lead it off for YD. Wyatt Young, a scratch at game time. So Jake Palmer digs in. UC Irvine product.
Adjust some positions as well. Sam Hall currently set up in right field.
First pitch to Palmer. Misses outside for ball one. So already an audible first batter of the ball game. Jake Palmer's ahead 1-0. First pitch temperature 80 degrees, a 1-0 count to Jake Palmer. Breaking ball misses outside to Palmer. It's 2-0.
I would imagine Palmer will be in right field and somebody else is going to be at shortstop. Perhaps Sam Hall moves from right to short today.
2-0 to Palmer. Breaking ball catches the strike zone, and it's 2-1. Palmer on this has had a good season with YD at a UC Irvine. Not originally scheduled in the starting lineup, but out in there in the batter's box. 2-1. Breaking ball misses inside, squeaks past the catcher Colton Kessler. And the count is 3 balls and a strike on Palmer. He's walked more than he struck out this summer, hitting .276. Rest of the YD order follows behind Austin Wells, batting third. Batting fourth is Noah Campbell at second. DH Carson Taylor bats fifth. As the 3-1 misses inside, and Palmer walks on 5 pitches.
It's Jake Palmer doing what he does best. That's why he is the audible in the leadoff spot, because of his ability to get on base. He just walks so often. He is a good contact hitter. Good at bat to get things started.
So Palmer reaches. That's his 19th walk on the season, across to just 11 strikeouts. Brad Beasley, the center fielder, digs in out of Cal Poly. First pitch instead of throw over to first, and Palmer's back in time. So after Carson Taylor in the 5-hole, it's Riley King at third base, Tate Samuelson at first, Noah Cardenas catching, and Sam Hull in right field, at least for now. So Palmer leads off of first. Holcomb sets instead of another throw over to first. Palmer took an extra step but will dive back. Palmer's got 3 stolen bags on the season. Holcomb enters a 1-1 record and a 2.25 ERA. This will be his 3rd start and 10th total appearance. He struck out 14 and walked 10 in 16 innings. Left-handing thrower and another throw over to first. Palmer again a headlong dive back into the bag. Still yet to throw a pitch to Brad Beasley, hitting .272 on the season. A pair of home runs for Beasley to go along with 9 doubles and 11 RBIs. All come out of the stretch. First pitch, swinging a rip right at third base. Casey Schmidt stabs it out of the dirt, throws to second for 1. Return throw to first is in time. A nice diving play at third base by Casey Schmidt. Diving to his right, gets up, makes a quick throw to Nick Gonzalez at second. And then the New Mexico State Aggie turns the around the horn double play. And a 5-4-3 puts 2 outs on the scoreboard to start this first inning. And Austin Wells, the left fielder, will step in with no one on and 2 out.
Beasley hit it really hard. That's just you have to applaud Schmidt on that play.
First pitch to Wells, breaking ball, swing and a miss from Wells, and it's 0-1. Defense from the Kettleers, Mason McWhorter in left field, Parker Chavers in center, Bobby Martin in right. Casey Schmidt's at third base on the infield. Adam Oviedo is at short. Nick Gonzalez is at second. It's the 0-1 breaking ball misses outside to Wells, and it's 1-1. So Gonzalez at second. Matt Mervis is over at first, and Colton Kessler doing the catching for Holcomb. Left-handed thrower looks in at Kessler. Gets his sign, winds, 1-1. Fastball called a strike at 91 miles an hour, and Wells is behind 1 ball and 2 strikes. John DeJur behind the plate. 1-2. Breaking ball stays upstairs. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Austin Wells. Quick 2 outs for YD here in the top of the first. Holcomb sets. And the 2-2. Fastball swinging. It's popped up on the infield. See who calls for it. It'll be the first baseman, Matt Mervis, settles underneath it right onto the infield grass, and he'll make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Red Sox go down in order as Holcomb faces the minimum in the first. Went to the bottom half of the first here from Lowell Park. No score between Whitey and Cotuit here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Brady Corrigan now towing the rubber for YD as the Kettleers will come to the plate in the bottom half of the first inning. Their offense ranks first in the Cape League and runs just over 5 runs per game and 2 more runs than the YD offense. Here's the lineup that Mike Roberts will send out. Leading off the designated hitter, Oraj Anu. Batting second, the second baseman, one of the top MVP candidates in this Cape League, Nick Gonzalez. Batting third, it's Matt Mervis at first base. The left fielder, Mason McWhorter, bats cleanup. Casey Schmidt, the third baseman, will bat in the 5-hole. Parker Chavers will bat 6th. Colton Kessler, the catcher, bats 7th. Bobby Martin is out in right field batting 8th. And Adam Oviedo, the shortstop, will round out the 9th. They'll face Brady Corrigan, his first start of the summer. This will be his 10th appearance of the season. No record, a 6.75 ERA in 10 2/3 innings, where he struck out 10 and walked 9 across those 10 2/3 frames. So Oraj Anu, the slugger out of Kentucky, first pitch from Corrigan. Changeup floats high and outside. Misses for ball 1. It's 1-0. Anu, not your typical leadoff hitter. A lot of power from the left side. Doesn't walk a whole lot. Corrigan winds the 1-0. Fastball swinging a rope right at Sam Hall at shortstop. Doesn't even have to move a step. Just reaches his glove up to about his head level and stabs it out of the air for the first out of the inning. So a rocket right at Sam Hall, who moves from right field into shortstop in place of Wyatt Young. Makes the first play. The ball will find you.
How about that? That ball was smoked right at Sam Hall. Oraj Anu barreled it up off of Corrigan. Good defensive positioning, though, and Hall makes his first test.
Here's Nick Gonzalez. First pitch, breaking ball from Corrigan. Misses outside. It's 1-0. So let's take a look at the YD defense. Now with those substitutions, it's still Austin Wells in right, Brad Beasley in center, but Jake Palmer is in right field where Sam Hall was penciled in to be. 1-0 from Corrigan. Again, there's the changeup, misses low. And it's 2 balls and no strikes on Gonzalez. Riley King's at third. So Sam Hall moves from right to short. Noah Campbell's at second. Welcome back, Noah. First action in 4 or so games. And Samuelson at first, Cardenas behind the plate. 2-0. Fastball at 89 on the inside corner. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So Nick Gonzalez, who should be at the front runner of the league's MVP conversation, the starting second baseman for Cotuit today. He bats right-handed, stands 5'10", 2-1. Swinging a fly ball right field side, but drifts foul and out of play up into the trees at Lowell Park. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's hitting .348 on the season, 10 doubles, 3 triples, 7 home runs, 31 RBIs. Most of that damage take it out of the leadoff spot in this Kettleers lineup. He's also walked more than he struck out. 2-2 from Corrigan. Fastball swinging a fly ball into right field. Palmer chasing it over towards the foul line, reaches up, and he makes the catch. So the two guys who moved around, Palmer from off the bench into right field and Sam Hall from right field into short, make the first two plays of this ball game here in the first inning. As Gonzalez flies out to right, there's two down, and Matt Mervis will come to the plate.
Nice running catch from Palmer. Baseball's a weird game like that, isn't it? The two that get switched around from the original lineup, of course, they're the two that the ball goes to on the first two puts in play.
First pitch to Mervis, swinging a line drive, past the shift, down the right field line, will be in for extra bases. Palmer scoops it out of the corner. Mervis will scoot into second base on the first pitch from Corrigan. He lines a frozen rope down the right field line and parks himself at second base in scoring position here with two outs in the first. That'll bring up the left fielder out of Georgia Southern, Mason McWhorter.
Mervis can really hit, and that ball was hit really hard. A couple of balls hit hard here in the first off of Corrigan. Two down, though, and can still get out of this frame, but the first opportunity for this Kettleers offense.
If there's one thing that defines this Kettleers lineup, they slug the baseball. It's all about the extra base hits. First in the Cape League in total bases, just one total base above YD. First pitch from Corrigan to McWhorter. Changeup misses away, and it's 1-0. So Cotuit leads the league in runs and total bases. The Red Sox second in runs and second in total bases. Might see a few runs here at Lowell Park tonight. On a nice warm evening, wind is gusting slightly out towards left center. 1-0 from Corrigan. Changeup again, misses away again, and the count's 2-0. Noah Campbell shifted over from his second base spot out into shallow right field. Right-hander Corrigan sets out of ASU. Looks back at second, the 2-0. Fastball not even close, misses outside, and it's 3-0. John DeJur-Alamo is calling balls and strikes behind the plate. Tyler Bullock's at first base, and Jeff Merzel is at third. Umpires today, 3-0. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. It's 3-1. DeJur-Alamo hasn't given any calls too far off the plate yet. 3 balls and a strike here to Mason McWhorter. Corrigan sets a couple toe taps on the mound out of the stretch, and a turn and look at second, and Mervis scoots back in plenty of time. Cotuit with quite a sequence relating to the umpires yesterday in their 10-3 win over Chatham. Both Chatham manager and pitching coach Tom Holliday got tossed out of the game. Corrigan sets, and the 3-1. Change up, called a strike on the outside corner, and Corrigan's worked the count back full 3-2.
Really going with some of the off speed here in the first. Corrigan knows the fastball's not going to overpower, so he's trying to mix up his pitches.
Riley King's hugging the line at third. Wide open left side of the infield for McWhorter. Corrigan sets, and the 3-2. Swinging a chopper right towards that vacant left side. King over, will make the play and no throw to first. Everyone's in safely as McWhorter hits one.
They're going
to call interference at second base.
Wow.
The runner at second, Matt Mervis, was running towards third, and it looked like he got in the way.
That call is shocking, TJ, because nobody had a play on that baseball. Mervis has a right to the base path. If he did not, tough from our angle to see if Mervis swerved at all, but if he is in that base path, that is not the correct call. Mervis has a right to the baseline, and neither Riley King nor Sam Hall really had a play on that baseball, and Mike Roberts not happy. YD might have just caught a break here in the first, and Roberts is really letting Jeff Merzel hear about it.
Mike Roberts is hot. Walking out from his third base coaching position, he's still yelling at Merzel. And some boos raining down from the fans here at Lowell Park. So we'll step aside. We're going to head to the top of the second inning. No score between Cotuit and YD here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the second inning here from Lowell Park. No score between YD and Cotuit. A wild sequence of events finished out the bottom half of the first here from Cotuit. So it was runner on second. Mason McWhorter, the cleanup hitter, as the cleanup hitter for YD, Noah Campbell. Welcome back. Noah's first action since July 23rd. Steps in to face Chris Hollicomb. Wind from the lefty in the first pitch. Breaking ball skips past Colton Kessler behind the plate all the way to the backstop and makes the count 1-0. And back in that bottom of the first, you had Matt Mervis on second as the 1-0 misses outside. 2-0 the count on Campbell. And you had the base runner, Mason McWhorter, ground a soft ground ball into the hole at shortstop, which Riley King ended up fielding, had no play on at first. And it ends up that Matt Mervis is called out on as Campbell rips the 2-0 into left field, splits the shortstop, Adam Oviedo, and the third baseman, Casey Schmidt, into left field for a base hit. So Campbell's first action since Tuesday, rips a base hit in his first at-bat batting right-handed. That'll bring up Carson Taylor, the designated hitter.
But to talk about that play, TJ, it's just a weird one where both the infielder and the position player, or both the infielder and the base runner, technically have a right to the path that they are going on. It's just not, it's a judgment call, really, by the umpire. The position player has a right to the baseball, but if the base runner interferes with them at all, even if they are in the baseline, technically the base runner can be called out. But in that situation, it looked like that Mervis made no interference.
Switch hitting catcher out of Virginia Tech in the DH role for YD today. Carson Taylor watches strike one, curveball at 69 miles an hour. Hollicomb really slowed that one down. Catches the outside corner, 0-1 on Taylor. It's just 2 for 20 to start. His season was 1 for 3 with a pair of runs scored yesterday. Hollicomb sets and 0-1. Swinging a fly ball to center field. Moving over Parker Chavers a few feet to his left. He settles under it and will make the catch for out number 1. Taylor hits it hard, but right at Chavers in center for the first out of the second inning. So Riley King, the third baseman, will come up. He had quite the day yesterday, riding a 3-game hit streak. 4 for 5, a double and 2 runs scored. He steps in, batting .327, 6th in the Cape League. He digs in from the right side. The Georgia Bulldog absolutely tears up left-handed pitching. He's hitting just under 400 versus lefties this season, .395. Hollicomb sets at the belt, looking over at Campbell at first. 1 look now, 2, and a throw to first. Campbell back in without a dive. Campbell this season 6 for 9 on stolen bases. Some good speed over on at first. It's going to be interesting to see if he tests out that ankle that he hurt back in Hartford on Tuesday. Hollicomb sets, instead another turn and throw to first. We've seen a few throws over to first so far. Again, Campbell back in time. Holcomb will set again. And the 0-1. Fastball misses away, and it's 1-0 on Riley King. One ball, no strikes here on Riley King. Shortstop Adam Oviedo playing him straight up at short, but Casey Schmidt, the third baseman, hugging the line. 0-1, or 1-0, pardon. Breaking ball, again at 69, as Hollicomb dials it way down. It catches the inside corner and moves the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Right side, though, wide open if King decides to go that way. The first baseman, Mervis, holding Campbell on as the 1-1 is swung on and fouled out of play on the first base side. The count will go to 1-2 on King. One ball and 2 strikes on King as he digs back in. No score here at Lowell Park between YD and Cotuit. 1-2 is chopped foul third base side. And the count will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Riley King. Red Sox were here on opening day, a 4-3 loss to the Kettleers. Well, many of these YD players not in the lineup that day. I was going to say Wyatt Young was in there, but he scratched from today's lineup. Austin Wells was in that lineup as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Riley King. Holcomb sets in the pitch. Fastball misses well up and inside as King has to duck out of the way. And it's still 2 balls, now 2 balls and 2 strikes here on the Georgia Bulldog. Whitey at 21-16-3. With a Whitey win and a Brewster loss, the Red Sox will clinch a playoff spot. Right now sitting in second place in the Eastern Division. 2-2 instead of throw over to first, and Campbell is back in time.
Holcomb really loves that pickoff move to first. Between the 2 base runners on today, Palmer and Campbell, he has been using it every other pitch, feels like.
We're expecting a lot of base runners today. 2 of the best offensive teams in the Cape. Holcomb sets right at the chest level. Lefty sets, now looks again over at first. 2-2. There goes Campbell from first, swinging a ground ball towards the shortstop hole. Adam Oviedo, a sliding stop at short. The throw to first is not in time. Campbell will move up to second. King is safe at first. An infield single for King will put 2 on with just 1 out here in the second inning, and Tate Samuelson will come to the plate.
That was a really great stop by Oviedo, but because Campbell was moving on the pitch, that made Oviedo throw it all the way across the diamond to first, and King just able to leg it out for the infield single.
So Samuelson will dig in, hitting just over 200 this summer at first base for Whitey tonight. 2 doubles and a home run for Tate instead of throw behind Campbell at second base as Noah scoots back in. Holcomb's really worried about Campbell on the base paths. I think we've seen 5 pickoffs, maybe more.
Yeah.
Here to just Campbell in the second inning. Still waiting the first pitch on Tate Samuelson. And it comes this way. Fastball called a strike, and it's 0-1. Holcomb, the Tulane product, entered today with an ERA right at 2.25. He peers in at Colton Kessler to get his side. Samuelson digs back in, the Cal Poly product. And the 0-1. Fastball misses a bit outside and high. And the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. Other games underway today. Wareham and Hyannis pairing up for a doubleheader at McKeon Park. Wareham had 7-1, actually winning the first game 7-1 through 7 innings. And the next game for them set to get underway at about 6 o'clock. 1-1 here on Samuelson. Holcomb sets. And we'll fire home the 1-1. Swing and a chopper. Straight back our way. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Also underway, well, pregame at Eldridge Park, Brewster and Orleans. Chatham visits Harwich tonight. And Falmouth, riding an 11-game win streak, travels to face the Bourne Braves. Holcomb sets in the 1-2. Breaking ball outside, pops out of the glove of Kessler. Scoots about a foot away from him. No advancement from the base runners. And the count will even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Series between these two, all tied up at 1 apiece. 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 tie through 3 games for these 2 squads. All came in the first week of the Cape League season. Holcomb sets again. He fires the 2-2. Swing and a fly ball to right field. Bobby Martin moving in a few steps, makes the catch. Campbell tags, takes 1 step towards third, and then returns to the second base bag. That fly ball out from Samuelson, not quite deep enough to advance the base runners. So 2 down with still 2 on, and Noah Cardenas coming off one of his best performances of the season. 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Yesterday in the win over the Harwich Mariners, steps to the plate. 3 doubles for Noah, 5 RBIs. Average all the way up to 279. He digs in, a chance to put Whitey on the scoreboard here in the top of the second inning. Campbell leads off of second. King leads off of first. Holcomb's been extra careful with the runners on, and as I say it, turns and looks at second with no one covering the bag.
Not even a big lead for Campbell. Definitely being careful, I suppose, with the base runners.
So again, the runners will get their leads. Battle between 2 second-place teams here at Lowell Park today. I'll come a look that way at second. And the first pitch to Cardenas, swinging a broken bat, blooper, shallow left center field, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Campbell rounds the bag at third. He'll come home to score. Cardenas just hits one right off the end of the bat and dunks it into the Bermuda Triangle in left center field between Mason McWhorter, Parker Chavers, and Adam Oviedo. It'll get the job done. An RBI single from Cardenas opens the scoring here at Lowell Park. It's 1-0 Red Sox.
Cardenas had 2 RBIs coming into the game yesterday. He's up to 6. An RBI spree for Noah, and he gets another one. Clutch hitting with 2 down for Noah Cardenas. That's a big addition if he starts driving in runs for YD.
Came up with the bases loaded twice yesterday and drove in 3 runs. Holcomb now still with 2 runners on. Will face Sam Hall. Now at shortstop for YD today. First pitch. Called a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Hall, the Clemson Tiger, bats right-handed. Hall will come a look back at second. 0-1. Swinging a line drive up the middle, gets into center field for a base hit. King will get the wave on at third. Up with it is Chavers in center. The throw to the plate, a good one on a couple hops in time to get King. Excellent throw in center from Parker Chavers on a sharply hit single from Sam Hall. He comes up firing and guns down Riley King at the plate to set down the Red Sox in the second inning. Waddy cashes in for 1, an RBI single from Noah Cardenas. Makes it 1-0 Red Sox as we head to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the second inning here from Lowell Park. It's Whitey in front of Cotuit. 1-0. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you from Cotuit, Massachusetts. It's Casey Schmidt, Parker Chavers, and Colton Kessler set to come to the plate for Cotuit. The bottom half of the second inning, they trail 1-0. Brady Corrigan still on the bump for Whitey. First pitch, breaking ball, a check swing, and it's ruled that Schmidt went around. Tyler Bullock at first said Schmidt went around on the breaking ball from Corrigan. It's 0-1. Brady allowed a 2-out double in the first as the 0-1 is chopped foul up the third base side. Fielded by Mike Roberts at third. And the count's 0-2. Well, he gave up a 2-out double to Matt Mervis, the 3-hole hitter for Cotuit in the first, but worked around it on a wacky interference call to end the first inning. 0-2. Fastball, the best one we've seen from Corrigan at 91, but misses outside. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Corrigan hasn't been a starter this summer for YD and wasn't a starter for ASU this spring. Just 2 starts for the Sun Devils and 30 appearances. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses away, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
When Corrigan misses, it's often to that glove side. So for a right-handed pitcher, your glove side is going to be into lefties, away to righties, which will be interesting today for Corrigan. That's back-to-back fastballs that missed away here to the righty.
2-2. Breaking ball, swinging a foul right into the dirt. And the count will stay at 2-2 Cardenas scooped it out of the dirt. If he would have caught it before it hit the dirt, it would have been strike 3. Instead, Schmidt stays alive for at least another pitch. Schmidt's been having a good summer. 261, 6 doubles, 5 home runs. 2-2. Swinging a fly ball to right field. Austin Wells tracking it back. Still going back towards the fence, reaches up, and he makes the catch. Good range from Austin Wells in left field. He got a good beat on it, going back to his left, and was able to show off the athleticism and make the catch for that first down of the inning.
That's the reason he's an MVP candidate. He can play premier defense at 4 positions to go along with the bat, TJ. Turned around, great track out there in left field. We've seen him at all 3 outfield spots this season, and that ball was just tracked down.
Here's Chavers, center fielder, who gunned down Riley King at the plate to end the top half of the second inning. He watches ball 1 missed outside, a fastball from Corrigan. Chavers hitting 248 on the summer. Breaking ball on the 1-0 is chopped foul on the first base side, and it's 1-1. Chavers one of 4 Kettleers in the starting lineup with 5 or more home runs. For an offense that ranks first in total bases and second in home runs. The 1-1. Changeup misses away, and it's 2-1 here on Chavers. He's got 8 doubles and 5 long balls, and has driven in 17 runs. Corrigan peers in at Noah Cardenas, gets his sign. The righty's 2-1. Swinging a line drive past Noah Campbell at second and into right field for a base hit. A solidly hit ball from Chavers as he reaches with 1 out here in the second inning, and Colton Kessler will come to the plate.
This Cotuit lineup has squared up Brady Corrigan through a couple of batters so far today, between the Mervis double, then there was the fly ball from Schmidt to start this inning. That's another one right on the barrel from Chavers.
So Kessler will step in. He has struggled at the plate this summer with just 158. 1 double, 1 triple, 1 home run, and 5 runs batted in. The Kentucky Wildcat has Corrigan in the stretch. First pitch from the right-hander. Swinging a ground ball right at Tate Samuelson at first. He steps on the bag for 1, fires down to second in time. Tag applied by Sam Hall as the Red Sox turn a 3 unassisted, 6 double play. Tate Samuelson again showing off the leather at first base. Scoops the ball out of the dirt on 1 hop. Steps on first base for 1. Fires an accurate throw to second to Sam Hall, who slaps the tag down on Parker Chavers to set down the Kettleers. Led to the 3rd inning. It's 1-0 Red Sox here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Top of the third, it's 1-0 at Lowell Park between the YD Red Sox and the Cotuit Kettleers. YD has the top of their lineup to the plate here in the third, leading Cotuit 1-0 in this battle of second-place teams. Cross-divisional matchup. YD in the east, Cotuit in the west today. Top of the third, Palmer, Beasley, and Wells to the plate, and it's a reliever out of the bullpen already for the Kettleers here in the third, Evan Justice. He's a southpaw from NC State to face Palmer. Here's the first pitch of the third inning. Fastball misses inside at 88 miles an hour to Palmer for ball one. Justice making his 8th appearance of the summer. 3 starts on the season for him. This one coming out of the pen. A 7 flat ERA. The 1-0. Fastball right at the top of the strike zone. A ball and a strike now to Palmer.
And we saw Palmer do exactly what he's done all summer long in the first inning. Comes up and makes the starter Chris Holcomb at the point throw him a strike, and Holcomb didn't walk him on 5 pitches.
The 1-1. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. A nice bender from the lefty Justice. Final line for Chris Holcomb. He goes 2 innings, 4 hits. They all came in the second. He gave up 1 run. It was earned also in the second inning. 1 walk. That was to Palmer, who's in at the plate. No strikeouts for Holcomb. A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch from Justice. Fastball dribbled softly on the ground to third. Scooped up by Schmidt. Fires to first. High throw, but Mervis makes the stretch and the grab, and Jake Palmer is retired for the first out of the third. 1 up, 1 down. Now it's Brad Beasley for the Red Sox. Beasley bounced into a 5-4-3 double play on a great play by Casey Schmidt at third base. He made a sprawling backhanded stab, got up through to second, and then Nick Gonzalez, the sharp turn around the horn, rolled the double play in the first inning for the Kettleers. Here's the first pitch to Beasley. Off speed, right at the knees for strike 1 to Beasley. Beasley's been hot for the Red Sox, hitting .272 on the season. But he's been moved back up to the 2-hole and has had success there. The 0-1. Changeup misses away. A ball and a strike to Beasley. 1-0 Red Sox here in the top of the third inning. Beasley from Cal Poly bats from the right side. Here's the 1-1. Fastball driven. That's deep in the air to left field. McWhirter going back. He looks up. It's gone. Brad Beasley, a solo shot to left. His third of the season puts YD up 2-0 in the third. Mason McWhirter barely moved. Man, Brad Beasley is on fire.
And he just gets a pitch right over the middle of the plate and launches it to left field here at Lowell Park. Definitely a hitter's park from the way the Kettleers have been hitting here this season. The 3rd home run for Brad Beasley. He's really starting to show the power stroke, and that looked like exactly like his first Cape League home run he had here last season. He turned on a fastball that he got last summer and absolutely annihilated it into almost the same spot in the trees in left field.
First pitch breaking ball misses low to Austin Wells. Beasley with 9 doubles, 3 long balls. Like you said, TJ, really been slugging it lately. 1-0, fouled back from Wells on a fastball at the knees. It's a ball and a strike.
And I was going to bring that up back in the first inning, but Beasley just too quick grounding into a double play. But, yeah, first Cape League home run came right here at Lowell Park in the first weekend of the season last season.
1-1 to Wells. Breaking ball misses just inside. 2-1. Beasley, like you said, TJ, the two-way man for the Red Sox. Man, it would be an important piece for them if he can continue to crush this baseball. Here's the 2-1. Wells drives this one the other way. That's deep in the air to left center. Chavers racing back. That one hops the wall in center. Chavers barehands it. Wells cruising into second, and that's a double for Austin Wells. Splits the gap in left center field. The league leader in doubles gets his 12th of the season. 3 doubles in the last 2 days for Wells.
And the last 2 batters, Brad Beasley, Austin Wells, really seeing the ball well off of Evan Justice. A couple of loud base hits. One over the wall, one hopping the wall out towards left center. And Wells continues just being locked in at the plate after going 4 for 4 yesterday. You know, a little bit of a funk the last couple of nights before yesterday. And all of a sudden, he is back crushing the baseball.
A matchup of some MVP candidates today as it's a visit out on the mound. Colton Kessler out to talk with Justice. Wells and Nick Gonzalez facing off. Probably 1A and 1B right now in the Cape League in the MVP race. Gonzalez probably the slight favorite, but Wells has hung around all season long with Gonzalez. That duo either first or second in seemingly every offensive category. Wells leads the league in doubles. Gonzalez is second in both doubles and triples. They both have 7 home runs coming into today. Gonzalez slightly edges Wells out in extra base hits, although Wells just got one closer with his double to left center. Justice back and ready to go from the stretch on the hill. Wells leads from second. 2-0 Red Sox. Here's the first pitch to Noah Campbell. Squares to bunt, pulls it back. The pitch misses low for ball 1 to Campbell. Top of the third inning. YD has scored once in the second, once in the third. Campbell, the switch hitter, hits from the right side here against the southpaw Justice. He looks back at Wells. A ball and no strikes to Campbell. Now to the plate. Fastball lined into right field, a base hit. Scoots out to Martin. Wells is going to be held at third. Throw gets cut off by Mervis back on the infield. 3 straight barreled baseballs from the middle of this Red Sox order. And they have men on the corners with one down here in the third.
And Noah Campbell looks like he hasn't really missed a beat, missing the last few games. 2 base hits from his weaker hitting side on the right side, both solidly hit. And Justice has gotten barreled a few times here in the top of the third inning. And smart stop there by Pick at third. Already seen one runner gunned down at home, and now Mike Roberts out of the dugout on the Cotuit third base side.
Both these teams expecting to be a bit of a bullpen day. Justice already the second man for the Kettleers, and they have a righty up and tossing in a hurry down their left field line bullpen. Roberts brings in the entire infield to talk it over. Runners on the corners with one down here in the third. Whitey leads it 2-0 for Carson Taylor at the plate. The switch hitter from Virginia Tech has 1 home run on the year. That came from his left side. Hitting from the right side today. He flew out to Chavers in center field. It is only at bat last inning. YD already 7 hits here in the third. The last 2 days, TJ, this offense has been back to what we saw in the beginning of the season.
They just found a rhythm, and up and down the lineup, it seems everyone's feeling very comfortable. And you have guys like Noah Cardenas yesterday at the bottom of the lineup driving in 3 runs. Then you have your regular guys at the top, Austin Wells. Wyatt Young yesterday, scratched today, but it looks like Justice is going to stay out there. But you just have guys up and down the lineup just seeing the baseball and not just hitting the baseball, but crushing the baseball.
Wyatt Young not in the lineup. He's the league leader in hitting. And who knows, what if Andrew Eister comes back and starts clubbing the baseball like he did at the start of the year when he had 3 home runs in the first week of the season. Infield drawn in here for the Cats. Whitey leads it 2-0 in the top of the third, and they're going to bring the shift on for Carson Taylor. Nick Gonzalez directly up the middle at second base. Justice from the stretch. He's going to check on Campbell at first. He was just 2 meek steps off the base, and he glides back in with a couple of strides. Pick relaying some signs down the third baseline.
These Kettleers are really adamant at keeping Noah Campbell close to the base.
We'll see if he tests the arm of Kessler behind the dish. First pitch to Taylor. Off speed, misses outside for ball 1. Taylor hitting from the right side against Justice. Wells is on third. He doubles. Campbell's on first with a single. We expect a good amount of runs today between these 2 high-powered offenses, but Whitey looking for a big lead early. 1-0. Wave and a miss from Taylor. It's a ball and a strike. Went after a pitch that might have missed outside had he laid off. The entire right side of the infield is open for Taylor, with Mervis holding on Campbell and Gonzalez directly up the middle. Justice, the 1-1. Taylor skies it, shallow center. Going to be a tough play. Trotting in his Chavers. He has a beat on it, and he makes the catch. Wells feinting a tag. Chavers just stares him back to third base. Couple of hops back towards the infield after making the squeeze and relays it to Adam Oviedo, the shortstop. 2 down now after the flyout from Taylor. He's popped out to Chavers twice today. 2 down for Riley King. He has a single for YD so far. King was thrown out at the plate to end the second inning for YD. They strung together 4 hits in the second inning to push across 1 run. Campbell would score in the second for the Red Sox. King tried to score from second on a sharply struck single from Sam Hall. It was Chavers who connected with Kessler from center to home. Another check on first. Campbell deliberately stops on the bag as he walks back in. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Top of the third inning. YD leads Cotuit 2-0. 1 run in the inning for the Red Sox on a Brad Beasley solo bomb. First pitch of the inning to King. He watches an off-speed miss off the plate away. Ball 1. Tate Samuelson on deck. He'll bat if King extends the inning with 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch. This fastball notches the outside corner. 91 miles an hour on the radar gun here at Lowell Park. A ball and a strike to King. TJ, you mentioned it earlier. Riley King hitting just below 400 against lefties. That average went up in the second when he singled off starter Chris Holcomb. Now another southpaw on the bump for Cotuit in Evan Justice. Here's the 1-1. King breaks his bat, slow roller, right at the shortstop Oviedo. He shovels it to second, where Gonzalez is covering to force out Campbell. Fielder's choice ends the inning for the Red Sox off the bat of King, but they get 1 on the Brad Beasley solo home run to left. 3 hits, 1 left for the Red Sox in the third. Home half coming up next for the Kettleers, 2-0 Sox. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back here at Lowell Park, it's the bottom of the third. 2-0 YD over Cotuit. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Cats as we begin the third inning. First pitch misses from Brady Corrigan to Bobby Martin for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses low and tight to the lefty Martin. 2 balls and no strikes from Corrigan. Corrigan looking for his longest outing of the season as he begins his third inning of work. He has not gone longer than 2 for the Sox so far. Here's the 2-0. Fastball misses just high and away to Martin. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Corrigan out of Arizona State. One of the primary relievers both for the Red Sox and the Sun Devils. 3-0, misses low and inside. It's a 4-pitch walk to Martin to start the third. We know that Corrigan, TJ, has a couple midweek starts under his belt at ASU. We haven't seen him work past 2 innings and only worked 2 once so far this season. How long is the leash on Brady Corrigan today? His team up 2-0.
Well, since it's expected to be a pen day, I wouldn't think that the leash would be that long for Corrigan. We're just going to have to see. His longest start of the season did throw 5 2/3 against Stanford last week into the season.
First pitch misses low in the dirt to Oviedo. 5 straight balls to start the third from Corrigan.
But definitely that was the longest by quite a little bit that Corrigan's thrown this season.
Oviedo at the plate, hitting .257 on the season, hitting from the right side against Corrigan. The 1-0. Breaking ball misses low. 6 straight balls from Corrigan. 2-0 with Martin on first base. Whitey on top, 2-0. Bottom of the third inning today. Already 10 hits between these two sides. Corrigan the starter. First start of the season for the Red Sox. 2-0. Fastball. This one brushes the outside part of home plate. It's 2-1. I wouldn't expect Corrigan to work past the third. It looks like Whitey has some action in their bullpen. Hard to spot from our vantage point, but I think I see some movement. 2 balls and a strike to Oviedo. The pitch. Chopped softly, right side, charging at Campbell. That's Samuelson. He'll go to second in time to force out Martin. Great range and flip from Tate Samuelson to get the lead runner. The first baseman ranging a long way to his right, all the way into the gap with Campbell, the second baseman, shaded up the middle. He backhanded it and just pushed it to Sam Hall, covering the second base bag, and they get Martin for the first out here in the third.
So we see Tate Samuelson back to end the second inning, really show off the leather, pick a ball out of the dirt, and complete a 3 unassisted 6 double play. But there we see the range going off to his other direction, off to his right, and able to make a good throw to second and force the first out of the inning.
First pitch to the leadoff man, Araja New. Called strike on the outside corner with the fastball. No balls and a strike to Anu. He lined out to Hall at shortstop in the first. 0-1. Fastball misses outside this time to the big lefty. A ball and a strike. Runner on first is Oviedo. 2-0 Red Sox, bottom of the third. Final time these two match up in the regular season. Almost sandwiching the regular season this year. The 1-1. Changeup misses away to Anu. 2 balls and a strike. Opening day was back here at Lowell Park. John Beller got the start for the Red Sox in a 4-3 Cotuit victory. Jack Thomas Wolds hit a long ball in that one for YD. 2 balls and a strike to Anu. The pitch. Skied left side. Going to be a tough play for any Red Sox. Ton of foul territory. Over for Riley King, and he makes a great catch. Throw comes into second. What a play by Riley King. Over the shoulder snare down the left field line. Would have been about 5 feet foul. That's a great defensive play by Riley King, looking like a wide receiver, tracking that one down in shallow left.
He went out to about medium depth left field in foul territory to make that catch. I mean, you don't see third basemen that often have to range that far back to make a catch, but he was the only one with a chance on that baseball, and he ends up making the play.
Austin Wells was shaded into left center, the left fielder. No chance for Sam Hall. Riley King had the only opportunity, and he reeled it in. Great snag by Riley King, who continues to impress at third base. Now Nick Gonzalez with 2 down. First pitch, pitch out. Nothing doing at first for the base runner, Oviedo. Gonzalez, the MVP candidate, flew out to Jake Palmer in the first inning. 2-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the third here at Lowell Park in Cotuit. Corrigan looking to get through the third. The 1-0. Check swing Gonzalez. The pitch missed low. No appeal from the Red Sox. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Couple fine defensive plays. YD has proven to be one of the most defensive sound teams in the Cape League this year. Honestly, becoming one of this team's strengths.
Best fielding percentage in the Cape, .977.
Corrigan from the stretch, 2-0. Misses outside to Gonzalez. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Corrigan has worked so far scoreless 2 2/3, despite throwing 20 balls and 19 strikes. The 3-0. Fastball misses low and away. It's a 2-out walk to Gonzalez, and there's a runner on first and second for the Kettleers now. 2 down for Matt Mervis, and he crushed a double off Brady Corrigan in the first inning down the right field line. Dangerous spot here for Corrigan and company. Two walks in the inning for Corrigan. Mervis at the plate, the big hitting lefty from Duke. 6 doubles, including 1 today. A home run on the season, and he's hitting .316. First pitch to Mervis. Changeup misses low for ball 1. Corrigan really going to the off speed here in the third. Struggling to command it. Two down in the inning. Runners on first and second. Whitey leads by 2. The 1-0. Another changeup misses high and away to Mervis. 2 balls and no strikes. Corrigan's command has lost him once again. That's 6 straight that have missed the zone. Mervis, the big lefty, looks out at Corrigan. Here's the 2-0. Fastball popped up by Mervis. First base side. Samuelson right around the line, calling for it, and he makes the catch. In foul territory, Mervis pops out to Samuelson at first, and Corrigan works around. Runners on first and second in the third. We'll turn to the fourth with YD leading 2-0 here at Lowell Park. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the fourth, and all of a sudden, quite the wind gust here at Lowell Park. It's been a slight breeze blowing out to left field today. Now it is gusting straight to center. 7-8-9 due up for the Red Sox here in the fourth. They lead it 2-0. First pitch breaking ball misses low from Evan Justice to Tate Samuelson, and it's ball 1 to start the fourth. Samuelson, Cardenas, and Hall for the Sox. That gust came out of nowhere. It's been a nice breeze today, but wow. 1-0. Line through the left side. That's a base hit for Samuelson. Man, the Red Sox are barreling the baseball today. 8 hits now, and it's nobody out in the fourth for YD. They lead it 2-0. Samuelson aboard with a clean leadoff single in the fourth. Nobody out. Noah Cardenas at the plate. He hit an RBI single in the second for YD. They scored once in the second on 4 hits. Had a runner thrown out at the plate in the second, and once in the third on 3 hits. Check on first. Samuelson's back with 2 long strides. The only run in the third inning for YD came on a Brad Beasley solo nuke to left field. Wells doubled and Campbell singled, but YD couldn't push across either of them. First pitch to Cardenas. He watches a fastball right at his knees for strike one. Cardenas really starting to figure it out at the plate. 4 RBIs, including one today over the last 2 ball games. Hit .375 this season at UCLA. The 0-1. Missed low in the dirt, and it kicks past Kessler. Samuelson moving up. A wide turnaround second, but he'll stop just around the second base bag. Good jump from Samuelson, but he doesn't try to stretch it to third. That's a wild pitch from Justice, and Whitey has another man in scoring position with nobody down in the 4th. 3 straight innings, they've had a man reach either second or third, TJ. They were able to push across one in the second, but left Wells stranded at third in the 3rd inning. It's been those runners in scoring position that have at times hindered the offense this season for Whitey. 1-1. Cardenas squares the bunt, pops it up just behind us. Foul ball and out of play on the foul bunt from Cardenas. It's now a ball and 2 strikes. Pick trying to get a man on third with 1 out, but Cardenas can't get down the sack. Two to nothing YD, top of the 4th inning. Samuelson leads from second. Couple of looks there from Justice. Here's the 1-2. Curveball misses low, and they're nice block this time by Kessler. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody down in the 4th for YD. Bottom of the order, trying to get it done again. Justice in his 2nd inning of work on the mound. Here's the 2-2. Cardenas takes just above the zone, and the count is full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Nobody down. Cardenas out of UCLA. YD and Cotuit here tonight. Beautiful evening at Lowell Park. Here's the 3-2. Cardenas drives this one in the air to left field. That's pretty deep. McWater going back on it, nearing the track, and he makes the catch. Cardenas gave it a ride, and the wind gave it an extra boost, but it's a fly out to left field for the first out of the 4th from YD's catcher.
It sounded like Cardenas got that one a little bit off the end of the bat. If you might have barreled that one a little bit more, and with the wind's help, might have got out of here for his first home run.
Now Sam Hall, 1 down, Samuelson in scoring position. Hall singles in the 2nd off the starter, Chris Holcomb. First pitch, fouled back by Hall. That's another confident swing. Hall lined the first pitch he saw back up the middle. Riley King tried to score from second on the play in the 2nd frame, but he was gunned down from Shavers in center. 0-1. Changeup misses away. A ball and a strike to Hall. This Whitey lineup just looks more confident today.
Yeah,
last 2 days.
Yeah, just seeing the ball so well. Just confident swings, not chasing either. And they're getting balls over the middle of the plate. More often than not, it's being barreled on a line drive.
A ball and a strike to Hall. The shortstop today for YD, with Wyatt Young getting another day off. The 1-1. Fastball misses high. 92 on the radar gun from Justice. 2 balls into strike to Hall. Hall has played sparingly this summer. Went through a bit of a issue with his arm at one point where he was trying to get his arm strength back up, but back to playing more often than not. A really versatile player for YD. Getting the start at shortstop tonight. Here's the 2-1. Misses inside. Hall scoots out of the way. A nice stop again by Kessler. He's been tested here in the 4th. 3 balls into strike. Samuelson led off the inning with a single to left. A fly out from Cardenas was out number 1. 3 balls and a strike now to Hall. YD leading 2-0. YD, a potential chance to clinch a postseason berth tonight. They can get the win, and the Brewster Whitecaps fall to the Orleans Firebirds. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball, misses off the plate away, and it's a walk to Sam Hall. Runners on first and second for YD as the bottom of their lineup gets runners on base once again. They have caused havoc on the base paths these last 2 days, and now they'll roll it to the top with Jake Palmer. Runners on first and second, 1 down for the Sox. Palmer in for the late scratch, Wyatt Young. He was supposed to be the starter at shortstop and in his usual spot at leadoff today, but Palmer ended up in right field, and he'll bat leadoff.
And a peek at that Brewster score in Orleans. It's 2-0 Whitecaps early in the bottom of the second inning.
Lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch to Palmer. Fastball is spiked in the dirt. Nice pick behind the dish by Kessler. A ball and no strikes. Palmer a walk and a ground out today. Yesterday, how about this one, TJ? Andre and I were marveling at this on air. Jake Palmer came to the plate 4 times, but he only batted in the 2nd and the 5th inning. He batted twice in the 2nd, twice in the 5th. That's it. Here's the 1-0. He rolls it foul up the first base line. Now a ball and a strike.
I didn't even realize that.
It's an odd stat, isn't it? I don't even know if it's a stat, just an occurrence, really. He was then,
at least it happens in quick succession. You don't have to think about it too long on the bench.
Well, both innings, he started the 2nd and he started the 5th, got on and scored both times, and then he ended the 2nd and ended the 5th. So he sandwiched both those innings. YD scored 6 runs in the 2nd inning and 5 runs in the 5th yesterday. 1-1. Palmer squares the bunt, misses. Throw behind the runner, Samuelson to second. In time. Wow. I thought Samuelson was safe. They pick off, take Samuelson at second. Palmer whiffed on the bunt. The throw from Kessler to second. Oviedo slapped down the tag. I disagree, but Samuelson's out at second, and there's 2 down for the Sox now in the 4th.
Looked like Samuelson wasn't happy with the decision either. It was a strong throw from Kessler behind the plate, but it did look like Tate just got under the tag into second base, but not what umpire out there and Jeff Merzel saw.
It's been an adventurous day for Jeff Merzel. He had Mike Roberts chirping at him earlier. Now Scott Pickler is going to be in his ear. He stayed put in the third base coaching box, though. A ball and 2 strikes to Palmer with 2 outs. Hall leads from first. They have him picked off. Throw behind the runner. Mervis fires to second. Swim move by Hall. They got him. Tag applied by Oviedo. Merzel was already making the call despite Oviedo missing the initial tag, however. And YD strands 2 base runners. They just make 2 outs on the base paths as it's a good move from Justice to get Hall leading. Scoreless in the 4th for the Sox. McWhorter, Schmidt, and Shavers due up in the 4th for Cotuit. 2-0 Red Sox. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the fourth, it's 2-0. YD leads Cotuit. Home half here for the Kettleers. It's Mason McWhorter to lead off for Cotuit, and a new arm on the mound for the YD Red Sox. The debut for Jack Jett out of Hofstra, the right-hander. First appearance for him, just activated today. First pitch, wave and a miss for McWhorter, and it's 0-1. Jett, 6'4", 220 pounds from Hofstra. This season at Hofstra, he started 11 games, 14 total appearances. The 0-1. McWhorter takes a called strike, paints the low and outside corner. It's 0-2. 5.52 ERA for Jett at Hofstra this season. The Hofstra pride. From the windup, the righty to the lefty McWhorter. Off speed, misses low. A ball and 2 strikes. Bounces past the catcher Cardenas. YD, a couple base running blunders in the fourth. Tate Samuelson called out at second, and he was picked off from the catcher Kessler. Sam Hall was picked off at first base from the lefty Evan Justice. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3. McWhorter is frozen, and Jack, first batter he faces for YD, sets him down with a K.
Breaks out the 12-6 curveball. That one of the sharpest breakers we've seen here today. It started right around the letters, dropped to the knees of McWhorter, had him frozen.
First strikeout of the day between either of these two pitching staffs. YD leads the league in strikeouts on the mound, but they've been relying on some contact outs today. Brady Corrigan, the starter's day is done after 3. First pitch breaking ball misses up high to Casey Schmidt for ball 1. Corrigan went 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed from Corrigan. Good appearance for Brady. 2 walks, no strikeouts, but he'll take the 0 runs over 3. Here's the 1-0 to Schmidt. Fastball misses high. There's some serious cut on that fastball. 2 balls and no strikes for Schmidt. He flew out to Wells in left field against the starter Corrigan in the second. It was a great running catch by Wells. Jett from the windup, the 2-0. Popped up, foul and out of play. Almost went in the cornhole game back behind us. That would have been quite the shot.
How many points you get for that?
I think you win.
Yeah, I think that would be a win.
Casey Schmidt would have just won cornhole for life had he made that one in the cornhole boards back behind us. Might have broken the board if he hit it squarely, though. 2 balls and a strike now to Schmidt. Here's the pitch. Fastball roped. King moving to his left, snags it. Crow hops, fires to first, and they get Casey Schmidt. Riley King continues to play outstanding defense at third. 2 up, 2 down for Jack Jett in his debut. Bases are empty, 2-0 Red Sox over Cotuit. It's Parker Chavers and of Coastal Carolina now for the Cats. Chavers singled in the second off of Corrigan. He hits from the left side. The wind from Jett. Breaking ball, misses high for ball 1. A lot of movement on both the pitches we've seen so far from Jett. A cutter as well as the 12-6 breaking ball. Here's the 1-0. There's the hook in there for strike 2. 1-1, strike 1. Second pitch of the at-bat. The ball and a strike to Chavers. Bases clear, 2 down for the Kettleers. They trail it 2-0 in the fourth. The wind and the 1-1. Breaking ball off the plate inside from Jett. 2-1. Chavers, the center fielder from Coastal Carolina, has some extra base power. 8 doubles, 5 home runs on the season, and the wind's going to help it today. Pushing out to center. Here's the 2-1. Fastball low. In the dirt. Blocked by Cardenas. It's 3-1. Shadows starting to creep out onto the playing surface here at Lowell Park. Riley King covered at third base. Similar to the shadows we see at Red Wilson Field. No lights here at LP. A 3-1. Swing and a miss from Shavers. And the count is full with 2 down. Jett, the pitcher, not yet covered out on the mound. Probably will be prior to the next inning or so. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 2-0 Red Sox. The 3-2 pitch. Chavers pulls it on the ground, right side. Picked up by Samuelson, flips to the pitcher, Jet covering, toes first base, and that's the third out. A 1-2-3, first inning out of the bullpen for Jack Jet. 2-0 Red Sox. Through 4, we'll turn to the 5th. This is the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
New arm out on the mound for the Kenneliers as we start this top half of the 5th inning from Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. Whitey leading the hometown Kenneliers 2-0. T.J. Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you. It's Cole Bevan, Florida State College product, and his second appearance of the summer for the Kenneliers. Jake Palmer, Brad Beasley, Austin Wells, top third of the Whitey order set to come to the plate. First pitch to Palmer. Fastball at 90 rides high and outside, and the count's 1-0. So Bevan, in his one appearance against the Brewster Whitecaps, allowed 1 run in 1 inning on 1 hit with a strikeout, no walks. The kick in the pitch is inside, and it catches a piece of Palmer. Got him right on the calf. Looked like that front right calf of Palmer, who bats left-handed. He'll jog down to first. He's on for the second time today.
He'll take it any way he can. You know, Jake Palmer, his primary objective, especially when leading off an inning, is getting on base, whether that's a walk, a bunt base hit, a hit by pitch in this case, and he does his job getting on base in front of the big hitters here in the middle.
Here's Brian Beasley. Talk about a big hit. He launched a no-doubter to left field as a turn and throw to first, and Palmer back in time. His time was called at home plate. So no count here on Brad Beasley. Knocked his 3rd home run of the season over the fence in left field back in the 3rd inning. He knew it as soon as it left the bat. So he digs in from the right side, 1 for 2 today. Also grounded out in a double play in the first. First pitch from Bevan, fastball. Actually off speed, might have been the changeup, stays upstairs. And it's 1-0. Red Sox with 2 runs, 1 in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd. Lead this one 2-0 and have pounded out 8 hits across 4 frames. Bevan sets and the 1-0. Breaking ball, swinging a high fly ball to left field, shallow. Brings in McWhorter a few steps. The left fielder settles underneath it and makes the catch for out number 1. So Beasley hits one Up in the air to left, and it's caught by McWhorter. That will be one down for Whitey here in the fifth, and Austin Wells will come to the plate. Last time he stepped up, he smoked a ball into left center and picked up his 12th double of the season. A double here with Palmer on first would most likely bring across the third run of the day for Whitey. Turning a throw to first again, Palmer dives back in time. A lot of throws over to first from these Kettleers today.
They sure love to check on first base, don't they?
And it doesn't matter who's on either. So Palmer with the lead off of first. Few stolen bases on the summer for him. First pitch, Wells, breaking ball, misses inside at 74. And it's 1-0. Palmer, good speed out there on the base path. So showing a little bit of respect for the speed. 3 stolen bases for him. Wells, back-to freshman of the year, digs back in. Left-handed hitter. Awaiting the pitch from the right-handed Bevan. Pitch is swung on in line. Down the right field line. It'll get in towards the corner. Palmer hits the bag at second. He's chugging towards third. Pick will give him the stop sign there. Second double of the day for Austin Wells. His 13th on the season. Will move runners on to second and third with just one out. Noah Campbell coming to the plate. And Wells is seeing the ball really well today, picking right back off where he left off yesterday.
Back-to-back days with 2 doubles for Austin Wells. Man, it is fun to watch this guy hit. Earlier, he ropes one off the ball in left center. Just a moonshot. This time, just a line drive, hooks it down the line in right field. He is on some type of tear right now, and he hit 3 home runs earlier in the season in one day against these Kettleers. Now a couple of doubles. He loves hitting the Kets.
And his last 7 plate appearances, 6 for 7, 4 doubles.
Oh, that's absurd.
An RBI and a walk.
That's
not
absurd.
bad. So here's Noah Campbell. Switch hitter, turns around, bats left-handed. First pitch, swing and a foul out of play down the left field side.
He's going to close in on a couple of these categories with Nick Gonzalez. He entered today with 18 extra base hits. Gonzalez with 20. 2 doubles today. Have them even. 20 extra base hits apiece.
Just monster seasons from counterparts on these 2 squads. Gonzalez at second base, playing in with the rest of the Cotuit Kettleers infield. 0-1 breaking ball to Campbell, misses inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So all of Casey Schmidt, Adam Oviedo, Nick Gonzalez, and Matt Mervis playing in on the infield grass. Looking to cut down Palmer at the plate should Campbell hit it to one of them. But with them playing more in, that leaves more holes on the infield for Campbell. Bevan sets. And the 1-1 from the righty. Breaking ball stays upstairs, and Campbell's worked ahead 2-1. 2 for 2 today for Noah so far. A pair of singles. Those were both batting right-handed in the second and third innings. Batting left-handed for the first time today in his first action since July 23rd. Bevan a deep breath, the right-hander sets. And the 2-1 to Campbell. Fastball, swinging a fly ball to center field. Shavers coming in on it. He'll get a read on it, settle and make the catch. Palmer a bluff from third, and he won't try Shavers again, who's already hosed a runner at the plate today. So Campbell flies out to center, and now 2 down for Whitey, and Carson Taylor will try and keep this inning going for the Red Sox and push across a couple of runs.
Big spot here for Taylor, who's struggled at the plate aside from his 3-run home run a few days ago. He has really struggled to barrel the ball up on a line, I'd say. He's starting to get his timing down better, just hit the ball through the middle of the infield, just hasn't quite barreled it up yet, besides the homer.
Taylor, another switch hitter in this Whitey lineup, will turn around and bat left-handed for the first time. First pitch breaking ball from Bevan, over for a strike, and it's 0-1. Taylor has flied out to Shavers in center twice today. And we'll look to extend this Red Sox lead that currently sits at 2-0. Palmer on at third, Wells on at second. Good speed on the base paths for the Red Sox. 0-1 on its way to Taylor. Breaking ball, swinging a high fly ball to right field. This chases Martin back into the corner. It's going, and it's gone. Carson Taylor's second 3-run home run of the season. He golfs one out to right here at Lowell Park and makes the Whitey lead 5-0. Bevan tried to go breaking ball inside to Taylor, and that left-handed swing turns it around and parks it over the right field fence and puts Whitey up 5-0.
Carson Taylor, how about that? got some juice. Both his home runs from the left side. I said he has been struggling to square the ball up. Well, that's a squared ball. Just crushed it down the right field line. I thought for a moment Bobby Martin might bring it back. He leapt and climbed the wall, but couldn't do anything.
First pitch to Riley King, swinging a ground ball right at the third baseman, Casey Schmidt, who will field and throw on over to first base in time to retire King. 5-3 on the first pitch following the home run. But that home run brings home 3. Carson Taylor's second of the season pushes the Whitey lead to 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to Whitey Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom third of the Kettleers lineup coming up to face Jack Jett out for a second inning of work for the Red Sox. He's now got a 5-run lead to work with thanks to Carson Taylor's second 3-run home run of the summer. Virginia Tech Hokie finally starting to find a rhythm at the plate after being 0 for his first 14. First pitch to Colton Kessler, slow breaking ball over from Jett for a strike, and it's 0-1. Kessler grounded into a 3 unassisted to 6 double play back in the second inning. Jett, the Hofstra product, the Reedville, Virginia native, fires the 0-1. It's fouled out of play down the third base side, and it's 0-2.
That's 89 with a ton of cut out on the mound from Jack. It almost drops. It's going to be tough to hit, and that's why I think that he's effective, and that's where he's going to get a lot of his outs, that cut fastball.
Jett just activated to the Red Sox roster today and right into the ballgame. 0-2. Breaking ball, no fastball. Stays upstairs and outside. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That's interesting. I think that was the 2-seamer because that looked like it. You said breaking ball. It moved the opposite direction when we've seen the cutter. So it takes about 4 miles an hour off of it. Just a little bit different break. So he really spins the ball well.
1-2. Breaking ball, swinging a ground ball right at Noah Campbell at second place, playing deep out onto the outfield grass. He fields and throws to first. It's in time to get Kessler. So Campbell shifted over into deep right, or to shallow right field. That is deep at the second base spot, and retires Kessler for the first down. That will bring up Bobby Martin, the right fielder out of Florida State, who walked his first time up in the third inning against Brady Corrigan. 1 of 2 walks that Corrigan surrendered. So Jett peers in, gets his sign from Cardenas. First pitch. Breaking ball, stays upstairs. The 12-6 is called ball 1. Jett originally started his college career at Old Dominion, where he spent his first 2 seasons there in 2017 and 2018, but threw a total of just 8 1/3 innings, as the 1-0 misses outside, now 2 balls and no strikes, in just 13 appearances, and really didn't do all that well. So he transferred to Hofstra for his junior season and was a member of the rotation for the Pride and made 11 starts, 14 total appearances with a 2-3 record and a 5.52 ERA. 2-0. There's that 2-seamer again, called a strike. Might be a changeup too. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. But are activated to Whitey today. Taylor Dollard officially getting released today. His time is called at the plate as Martin will step out and recollect himself as he bats left-handed. Jet peers in, gets his sign, and the 2-1. Swing and a miss. There's that two-seamer again. It rides up and outside, and Martin can't catch up to it. It's 2-2. Jet worked a 1-2-3 frame in his first inning back in the fourth. Hofstra product takes a deep breath. The 2-2. Swing and it's fouled. Back and over the third base side fence and out of play. Red Sox up 5-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. If the Red Sox win and the Brewster Whitecaps lose today, Whitey will clinch a playoff spot in the Eastern Division playoffs. Chatham has already clinched a spot, first in the East. 2-2, swinging a hot shot ground ball off the glove of Sam Hall and into center field for a base hit. Looked like it took a tricky hop on Hall right there at the end as it kicked up over his glove and got into center field for a base knock. The fourth hit of the game for the Kettleers and their first since the second inning. So, with the one-out base runner, that will bring up Adam Oviedo, the shortstop. Hitting .257 on the season. Grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. 3 home runs for Oviedo on the season. He hit 2 of them in the same game of a doubleheader against Whitey earlier on in the season. In the second game, where it's the 2 tie. First pitch inside, and it catches a piece of Oviedo. Looked like it was the elbow. He'll jog down to first, and all of a sudden, on back-to-back pitches, 2 Kettleer base runners reach, and there's 2 on and 1 out for Orajanu in the top of the Cotuit lineup. So with the bottom third of the lineup now on base, the top of the Kettleers lineup, which has been dynamite for Cotuit this season, will stride up. Orajanu, Nick Gonzalez, and Matt Mervis, the next 3 scheduled to come to the plate for the Kettleers. So now at second is Bobby Martin. At first is Oviedo. Anu steps in. As mentioned in the first inning, not your typical leadoff hitter. He competed in the Cape Cod League Home Run Derby. So he's got that kind of power. He's got 5 long balls on the season. He's only walked once across 25 strikeouts, but he's got the job done. He bats left-handed, the Kentucky Wildcat. First pitch on the way from Jet. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Had Anu chasing after that one down and outside, and it's 0-1. But what's worked for Anu, he's been just crushing the ball lately. He's hit .524 over his last 10 ball games.
First ball he hit today was absolutely crushed, just on a line right at Sam Hall. Hard to understand, or it's easy to understand why scouts could like him. Big body, strong, quick hands.
0-1, breaking ball to 12-6, misses outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So an 0 for 2 day for Anu. That line drive Brian mentioned back in the first, and then a spectacular catch by Riley King at third, back in the third inning in foul territory, where he ran about halfway down the left field line to make the catch. One of the best plays we've seen from a Whitey infielder this season. 1-1, breaking ball in the dirt, skips off the chest protector of Cardenas and scoots to his right. Both runners will advance 90 feet, and now 2 runners in scoring position for the Kettleers, and a 2-1 count on Anu.
Tough block there for Cardenas. That was one as a catcher where you actually have to stand up to block the baseball, and it just kind of skipped off the chest protector back behind him. It bounced so far out in front of home plate.
2 balls and a strike on Anu.
The dangerous Nick Gonzalez looms on deck.
Not a guy you want to face with runners on. Martin at third, Oviedo at second. Jet looks in, gets his sign from Cardenas. He sets the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Bottom dropped out of that one. Looked like the changeup from Jet, and it's now 2-2 on Anu. If Jet could get the second out of the inning here on Anu, maybe a short pop-up to the outfield, a pop-up on the infield, or a strikeout. Make it tougher for the Kettleers. Looks in, now steps off. Right-handed thrower stands at 6'4". Cardenas puts down the signs. Jet gets the one he likes, comes set. He rocks and fires the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Back pick to third. Not in time to get Martin. But a new fans over the top of a changeup. There for the second out of this fifth inning. And the second strikeout of the day for Jack Jett. Just the bottom just plummeted out of that bottom of that baseball.
It's a great pitch. That's why I knew swings right over the top. They almost had a shot there at the runner Martin at third base. The throw just offline from Cardenas, but he was leaning a bit over there at third. Would have loved to get out of this before Gonzalez came to bat with 2 men in scoring position.
So here's Nick Gonzalez. He walked back in the third. First pitch, swing and a miss. There's that breaking ball again from Jett, makes the count 0-1. Gonzalez, after hitting .432 with 16 long balls this spring at New Mexico State, has come to the Cape and picked right up where he was left off. .348 average with 7 home runs, 10 doubles, 3 triples, and 31 RBIs. Got a chance to add on to that right here. 0-1. Breaking ball again from Jett, misses outside, and it's 1-1. And everything about Gonzalez, he's just so polished at the plate. He reached in all 56 games this season at New Mexico State, and then came to the Cape and reached in his first 24 games. That's an 80-game streak of reaching base. Just ridiculous stuff. 1-1. Swing and a chopper, foul, third base side, and the count will go to 1-2. That's essentially half a major league season reaching base.
And he walks as much as he strikes out, which is why it's so often that he gets on base. There were questions about just, as always, when you come to the Cape and you're not in it, you have the huge numbers, but you didn't necessarily do it against top competition. There are always going to be the questions, and he's answered them better than anybody else this season with the numbers he's put up against the best pitching in the country.
Jets ahead 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back. A changeup outside. Got Gonzalez to chase and foul it back. And the count's 1-2 strikes. But Nick Gonzalez has answered those questions and more here on the Cape as he's the favorite to win Cape League MVP. He stands just 5'10", 190 pounds. He bats right-handed. 1-2 strikes on him. Jett a look in at Cardenas. Right-hander sets, gets his sign as he taps his foot once. And the 1-2. 12-6 curveball misses up and inside, and Gonzalez works the count to 2-2 strikes. And also for Nick Gonzalez, he's perfect on stolen bags this summer, 6 for 6. Right-hander with a 2-2 count. He digs back in, taps his bat on home plate once. Bobby Martin leads off of third, Adam Oviedo off of second. Jack Jett gets his sign and comes set. Right-hander's 2-2. Breaking ball, swing, and it's popped up on the infield. Tate Samuelson calling for it. Moves off to his right. He'll get under it and make the catch for out number 3 as Jack Jett gets the dangerous Nick Gonzalez to pop out on the infield and strand 2 base runners here in the 5th. It's still 5-0 Red Sox as we head to the 6th inning here at Lowell Park. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom third of the YD lineup coming to the plate here in the top of the 6th inning. It's 5-0 Red Sox at Lowell Park. in Cotuit, Massachusetts. TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin here with you. Tate Samuelson, Noah Cardenas, and Sam Hall is penciled to come to the plate here in the top half of the sixth frame. Samuelson's 1 for 2. Was picked off his last time up. Watches a first pitch breaking ball from Cole Bevan. Catch the strike zone. It's 0-1. So Samuelson, who singled back in the fourth inning, reached second, and then was backpicked by a great throw from Colton Kessler behind the plate. 0-1, breaking ball, again called a strike, and it's 0-2. On a tricky play, it looked like Samuelson was safe, but was called out by the third place umpire, Jeff Merzel. Bevan's quickly ahead, 0-2. Right-hander's pitch. This is down and inside with the fastball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kettler's infield playing Samuelson straight up. It's the Cal Poly sophomore. 1-2 to Samuelson. Swinging a ground ball to Casey Schmidt at third. He fields off to his left, spins, and throws to first and gets Samuelson. Schmidt makes a spinning play look easy at third as he retires Samuelson for the first down of the sixth inning. So Noah Cardenas, an RBI single back in the second inning, which got the Red Sox on the scoreboard, will step to the plate. He had 2 hits and 3 runs batted in yesterday, and already a hit and a run batted in today. So we near 6:45 here local time, Eastern Standard Time in Cotuit. First pitch to Noah. Changeup called a strike at 83, and it's 0-1.
The question will be, when does the sun set, and at what point are we in the game at that point? We expect right around 7:50 to be right around the border.
That's about an hour from now. That's about when the game yesterday, as the 0-1 was chopped foul from Cardenas, it's 0-2. Yesterday's win over Harwich did go 9, but it was getting dark there around 7:50, which I expect here with Lowell Park and Cotuit. That'll be the same case. So about an hour of baseball left to get 4 frames in. Cardenas awaiting the 0-2. Bevan, a hesitation and the pitch. Fastball misses away. Check swing from Cardenas. He doesn't go around, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kessler sent up outside on that one, framed it to try and get the call from John DiGirolamo behind the plate, and didn't call it a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Cardenas. Bevan sets, and the 1-2. Breaking ball, chopped towards third, and goes foul. Nice barehanded play from Pick at third. He'll toss it into the Kettleers dugout. He's just stabbed that with the right hand.
Yeah, he saw Mike Roberts make a play earlier and wasn't going to be up. He wasn't going to be shown up over there. Pick. Is that the first play he's made on like a really? It was a 1-hopper right at him right there. That's
about medium on the hard scale of hard hit. About medium.
Yeah,
makes the play though.
That's the best play he's made.
1-2 to Cardenas. Fastball misses just outside. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cardenas. Girolamo not extending the outside corner to Bevan. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Noah, UCLA freshman. The wind and the 2-2. Swinging a chopper out slowly towards shortstop. Oviedo Fields makes the running throw to first in time to get Cardenas. A slow chopper off the bat of Noah, and he's retired. On a nice throw from Oviedo, brings up Sam Hall, the shortstop for Whitey today.
Supposed to be the right fielder, but a late scratch, so he's at short.
Wyatt Young, originally scheduled to lead off this game, and starting at shortstop for Whitey, was scratched right before first pitch, and Jake Palmer took his place atop the lineup and took Sam Hall's spot in right. First pitch to the Clemson Tiger. Fastball misses. Upstairs, and it squeaks past Kessler. And the ball trickles back right into our crowd. Well, actually, it'll be a foul ball. It's 0-1. So no balls and a strike here on Sam Hall, who's 1 for 1 and walked his last time up. 0-1. Fastball dots the outside corner, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning from Lowell Park. First time these two have squared off here since opening day. In game 0. Game 1. 0-2 misses away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we're now at game 41, 40 games ago between these two teams. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sam Hall at the plate. He can reach the top of the lineup, waits on deck, and Jake Palmer. Bevan peers over his glove, gets the sign. The wind and the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball gets hauled to fan over the top of it. A strikeout for Bevan ends this 6th inning for Whitey. 1-2-3. Heads to the bottom half of the frame. It's 5-0 Red Sox here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom half of the 6th here from Lowell Park. It's the Red Sox 5 and the Kettleers nothing. Middle third of the lineup for Cotuit, 3, 4, and 5. Matt Mervis, Mason McWhorter, and Casey Schmidt penciled to come to the plate, trailing 5-0. Jack Jett still on the mound for YD. Hofstra product in his 3rd inning of work. First pitch, swinging it, sent out to deep right field. Jake Palmer back a few steps off to his left, circles underneath it, and makes the catch on the first pitch of the 6th inning for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Jett here in the 6th inning. He's through 2 1/3 scoreless. And now Mason McWhorter out of Georgia Southern, the left fielder, will step in. McWhorter, 1 for 2 with the strikeout looking in the 4th inning. Jett appear over his glove, sets in the first pitch out of the windup. Fastball called a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. McWhorter entered today hitting .265 with 2 doubles and 13 runs batted in. He bats left-handed, the 0-1. Fastball misses a little bit outside and low, and it's 1-1. No runs on 4 hits today for the Kettleers. Getting shut out here through 5 frames. The wind from Jett, the 1-1. Fastball again misses away, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Tight strike zone here in the bottom of the 6th inning. One of the top slugging and run-scoring teams in the Cape. 2 of them here today at Lowell Park. Whitey and Cotuit 1st and 2nd in runs. Kettleers 1st, Red Sox 2nd. 2-1. Swing and a foul up the first base side on the fastball. That was down and in. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes here on McWhorter. Casey Schmidt, the 3rd baseman, waits on deck. Defense for YD. Sam Hall shading up the middle. Noah Campbell pulled out onto the outfield grass from his 2nd base position. The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball right at Campbell at 2nd base. Takes a tough up on and kicks off his chest. And McWhorter will be safe. Might have caught the lip of the outfield grass as it kicked up higher than Campbell expected, off his glove and off to his left. And it's going to be an E4 on Noah Campbell.
Yeah, I think he just kind of let that bounce off the grass instead of maybe charging it and getting the short hop. Would have loved to see Noah charge that one. He's, like you said, set up in the shift in the outfield grass, made a play out there earlier, but the high bouncer didn't die in the grass like he probably expected it to. Hops up and catches him kind of off the armpit area. Tough play for Noah, but he's definitely an air.
So Casey Schmidt steps in. First pitch, up and inside, actually behind Schmidt. It goes over his head. Scooting down to second is McWhorter. He moves into scoring position now. So Schmidt is now behind 1-0. That pitch got away. It looked like the curveball from Jet slipped out of his hand behind the head of Schmidt. Makes it 1-0. Look around some of the scores of the Cape League in terms of clinching for Whitey with a win and a Brewster loss. Red Sox clinch a playoff spot. Brewster's up 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth at Orleans. Harwich leading Chatham 3-0 in the top half of the fifth inning at White House Field. No score between Wareham and Hyannis in game 2 of their doubleheader in Hyannis. 1-0. Changeup misses away. It's 2-0 on Schmidt. And then Falmouth riding an 11-game win streak, scoreless with Bourne in the bottom of the third.
Does Falmouth play Hyannis at all down the stretch?
Let's look.
Let's check, because I would bet the Harbor Hawks end that win streak.
That would be true baseball right there.
That's what I'm telling you.
Just 7 wins for Hyannis. 7-30-1 for the last place Harbor Hawks. 2-0 misses outside. It's now 3 balls and no strikes.
They're going to snap that win streak if they play them down the stretch.
No. Oh, yes. Next game.
Yes.
It might happen.
If Falmouth wins tomorrow, I'm calling a Hyannis victory to break the 12-game winning streak.
Might have to end at 12. But think about that. The Falmouth Commodores have won 11 straight. That is tied for the 6th longest streak in the modern Cape League history since 1963. 3-0 on its way. Instead, a turn and look at second. Scooting back in time is Mason McWhorter. And with one more win to extend it to 12, that would tie the 81 Whitey Red Sox, who will sit in a tie in 4th place for the longest winning streak. I believe the longest, Chatham holds it 20, back in the 60s. 3-0. Change up, not even close. Misses down and away for ball 4. Back-to-back base runners allowed here from Jet in the 6th inning, and Parker Chavers, the center fielder, will step in.
Big spot here for Jet. Out of relief, he's been good through 2 innings so far. This is a big 3rd inning for him. Whitey looking for a ground ball to try to get out of this one with the double play.
Chavers can ground one to one of the middle infielders, Campbell or Hall. Get him out of the inning. So Jet sets. Chavers digs in the Coastal Carolina product. Waits the first pitch. Breaking ball. Called a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. So here's the longest winning streaks in Cape League history. In the modern era from 1963 on. First, a 20-game win streak by the 66 Chatham Anglers. Second, these Cotuit Kettleers back in 64, an 18-game win streak. Then a bit of a gap to 13-game win streak for Cotuit in 2002. 0-1 called a strike. Another breaking ball at 72. It's no balls and 2 strikes. And then tied there with at the 4th spot, Hyannis in 88 and YD in 81, 12 games apiece. And then you have the current Falmouth Commodores at 11, tied for 6th. With the 95 Cotuit Kettleers, the 67 Falmouth Commodores, as a turn and throw to first by Jet. Diving back in time is Casey Schmidt. And then the 65 Chatham Anglers, all 11-game win streaks. Just historical stuff. That's a quarter of the season straight winning games. It's something. No balls and 2 strikes here on Chavers. Right-hander Jet out of Hofstra sets on the mound. Runners take their leads. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Elevates, it looked like, with the 2-seamer up and outside, and gets Chavers to chase for the 2nd out of this 6th inning and a 3rd strikeout for Jet. Comes 2 back-to-back breaking balls on the inside corner and then elevates high and outside with the 2-seam fastball. Gets Chavers to chase, and Colton Kessler will now shed the gear The catcher's here and stride to the plate with 2 on and 2 out.
That's a big strikeout on the mound from Jack Jett in his debut here for the Red Sox. Leading by 5, would love to keep it at that with the offense top of the order coming up in the 7th for YD. And now he gets to face Kessler, who's 0 for 2 and hitting just 158 on the season.
Through 2 2/3, Jett has thrown 49 pitches, 29 strikes, 20 balls. Right-hander sets the first pitch. Swing and a fly ball, foul territory, third base side. Let's see if Riley King has a play. He's watching, and it drops foul just inside the fence down that third base side next to the Cotuit bullpen. And it's 0-1. Kessler on the day is 0 for 2. With it grounded into a double play in the second, grounded out to second in the 5th. Pulled 2 balls to the right side of the infield. Corresponding, Noah Campbell shifted over for the left-handed hitting Kessler to pull out onto the outfield grass, deep second base. Hall is shaded behind second base. His position at short. 0-1, swinging a high fly ball to center field. Beasley tracking back, moving over to his right. He settles under it and makes the catch. So after 2 runners reach with 1 out, Jack Jett able to get a strikeout and a flyout to get him out of trouble in the 6th inning. And he's tossed 3 scoreless frames here from Lowell Park in Cotuit. Went to the 7th. It's 5-0 Red Sox here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Cole Bevin still out on the mound for Cotuit as we're in the top of the 7th inning here at Lowell Park in Cotuit, Massachusetts. He'll face the top third of the Red Sox order, Jake Palmer, Brad Beasley, and Austin Wells, all penciled to come to the plate. Red Sox leading 5-0. 5 runs on 10 hits and an error for YD. No runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Kenneliers. The YD Arms have kept Cotuit at bay. Combination of, as the first pitch from Bevin to Jake Palmer misses down and inside for ball 1. It's 1-0. Combination of Brady Corrigan and Jack Jett have tossed 6 shutout innings here against one of the top scoring offense in the Cape. 1-0 to Palmer. This is a little bit low with the fastball, and it's 2-0. Palmer 0 for 1 today. He's reached on a walk and a hit by pitch. Called into action in place of Wyatt Young atop the Red Sox order. Replacing Wyatt Young, the normal leadoff man for YD. And has done a good job, reached base twice. 2-0, swing the line drive, broken bat, up the middle on a couple of hops. Nick Gonzalez fields off to his right, makes a strong throw to first. It's in time to get Palmer. Off the end of the bat, Jake Palmer hit that ball up the middle. It sounded like he broke his bat as well as Nick Gonzalez at second moved over to his right, backhanded the ball, and made a quick throw over to first to get Jake for out number 1. So Brad Beasley will step in. He's 1 for 3, a solo home run in the third inning. First pitch, breaking ball. Beasley down to a knee as he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. With his third home run of the season back earlier today. Beasley still red hot out of the 2-hole, hitting .318 over his last 10 ball games. 0-1, swinging, it's popped up, shallow right field. This is chasing out the second baseman, Gonzalez. In comes the right fielder, Martin, and it drops in between them. A bloop base hit to right field for Brad Beasley. His second hit of the game puts 1 on and 1 out for the Red Sox, and the red-hot Austin Wells stepping to the plate. Wells, his last 2 times up, 2 frozen rope doubles, 1 to left center and 1 down the right field line. His 12th and 13th doubles of the season to extend his league lead. The left-handed hitting Pac-12 freshman of the year out of Arizona steps in, facing Bevan for the second time. Turn and throw to first. Diving back in time is Beasley, who's 2 for 3 on stolen bags this summer. Wells a chance to extend the Red Sox lead here in the top half of the 7th inning. Make it 2 wins in a row. Runner goes from first on the breaking ball. Beasley throw down to second. A wide one scoots into center field. Beasley up from his slide at second. He'll jog into third. The throw from Kessler was wide to the left of the middle infielders Nick Gonzalez and Adam Oviedo. And it scoots into center field and allows Beasley to move first to third. A stolen base and then an E2 on the throw. Beasley got a good jump and he picked the right pitch to run on. The slow 72-mile-an-hour breaking ball from Bevan. Beasley probably was in there safe, even with the accurate throw. So now the Kettleers infield will play in on the grass, looking to cut down the run at home plate. 1-0 to Wells. Breaking ball misses away, and it's 2-0.
Yesterday, Wells was 4 for 4, and he got walked. Today, he's 2 for 3. The walk wouldn't hurt here, but I would love the way he's seeing the baseball for him to get something to drive right here, 2-0.
Wells is 6 for his last 7 with 4 doubles. 2-0 to the Wildcat. Breaking ball at 71. This one called a strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, that's 3 straight breaking balls. So shows the respect that at this point is around the league for Austin Wells and the job he's done, especially driving the fastball.
Wouldn't expect to see that pitch a 4th time in a row. We'll see. 2-1. Breaking ball, swinging, it's chopped. Foul up the first base side. As I say it, he throws it.
Yep.
And the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wells.
Wells stood at home plate, looked down at his bat, and shook his head a little bit after that one. It's a slow breaking ball that just kind of hangs there before dropping at the last moment. He probably went after a pitch that was down a bit, maybe out of the zone. Probably didn't need to take a cut on it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Brad Beasley at third. Austin Wells at the plate. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball down and inside. This one a bit of a sharper break. Might have been a slider.
Would agree.
It's 3-2.
Yeah, that's the slider. That's a good pitch. A nice mix from Bevan on the mound to mix the big slow 12-6 with a sharp slider at the back foot. He almost got Wells to bite.
Anything over the middle of the plate, Wells can crush. 3 balls and 2 strikes to him. Here's the kick and the pitch. Breaking ball, swinging a high fly ball to left field. Sounded good off the bat. Backtracking is McWhorter at the fence. He settles underneath it, and he'll make the catch. Tagging at third is Beasley. He'll come home to score. Wells missed hitting one out here by about 10 feet the other way, but it gets the job done. Brad Beasley jogs in from third and extends the lead to 6-0, Waddy over Cotuit.
Productive out for Wells, and even still, that ball was driven to deep left field the other way off the lefty's bat. He'll get the RBI, taking his total up to 26 this season. Whitey extends the lead. Good situational hitting, especially with 2 strikes for Wells.
So here's Noah Campbell. He'll step to the plate, 2 for 3 on the day. First pitch, swinging a line drive, past the third baseman, diving is Casey Schmidt, and into left field for a base hit. The third base hit of the ball game for Noah Campbell, all singles. As he goes the other way off of Cole Bevan, here with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And a 2-out base runner for the man of the hour, Carson Taylor, who homered his last time up. The 12th hit of the day for Waddy through not even 7 full frames. So the switch hitting catcher, Carson Taylor, will dig in. He hit a 3-run home run back in the 5th inning his last time up. Is 1 for 3 with 3 runs driven in. Turning a throw to first, Campbell back in time. Taylor has hit 2 3-run home runs this season that have made up for 2 of his 3 hits. And they've both come from the left side. Bevan looks in, gets his sign, and comes set. And another turn over to throw to first, and Campbell dives back in time. It seems like every time the Red Sox get a runner on, instinctively, the first call from the catcher is a throw to first base.
You wonder if that's from the dugout or that's just the pitcher choosing to.
Oh, first pitch, swinging, it's blooped over the head of Adam Oviedo at short and dunks into short left center field for a base hit. Campbell moving on the pitch, round second, and will scoot into third. A bloop base hit for Carson Taylor. His first two-hit game of this Cape League season. Now runners on the corners for YD, and Riley King stepping to the plate with 2 on and 2 out.
Taylor, just a little bloop and off the hands. Good to see him get a hit that's not a home run, right? He's had one of those so far, and that's going to bring Mike Roberts out of the dugout. 3rd inning of work here for Bevan. You wonder if that'll end his day.
So Bevan here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning as runners on the corners, and Riley King at the plate. It's little tricky to see the Cotuit bullpen from where we're seated behind the home plate on the first base side. Doesn't look like there's anyone tossing. I see one arm standing, but no throwing going on. Mike Roberts still having a conversation out on the mound. 6-0 YD here in the top of the 7th. 6 runs on 13 hits for YD. Second straight game they've gone across the double-digit hit mark. And I've got pushed 6 runs across. It could be even more.
Yeah, you wonder, TJ, so as the playoffs loom closer, I don't think this YD team is the best team in the league, but is it fair to say that they might be the scariest with how this offense can explode at any moment and put up numbers top to bottom when it's going right? Power from 1 through 9.
We're seeing it right here.
It's these last 2 days against good teams in Harwich and Cotuit. The offense has exploded. I think that nobody would want to play YD, despite Chatham dominating in the regular season and the pitching staff perhaps of Harwich and Orleans last time out walloping this group. I don't know if I would want to play YD because you don't know what offense is going to show up on any given day.
No, all dependent on the pitching too.
No question. Yeah, no question. But the offense is scary for sure.
You're right. Here's Riley King. 2 on, 2 out. First pitch. Swing and a miss over the top of the slider from Bevan, and it's 0-1. King, a 1 for 3 day, and reached on an infield single in the 2nd inning. He's got a chance to drive in and extend this YD lead. Couple more runners on the base paths. 0-1. Swing and a line drive into left field. Riley King delivers. A base hit will drive home Noah Campbell. Taylor advances to second, and the third straight single for YD drives in another run, and it's now 7-0 Red Sox. King got a pitch down and in around the knees and just dropped the barrel on it and drove it into left for a base hit.
Only person without a hit today in the lineup is Jake Palmer, and he's a last-second spot start for the league-leading hitter Wyatt Young. Everybody in the 2 through 6 spot in the lineup has at least 2 hits today. That is dangerous.
Here's Samuelson. First pitch. Breaking ball misses outside the slider. Swallowed up by Kessler behind the plate. It's 1-0. So Taylor's at second. King's at first. 7-0 Red Sox here in the top of the 7th inning, with the sky darkening rapidly here at Lowell Park. Bevan sets a look back at second, and the 1-0. Fastball swinging, it's fouled out of play on the first base side, and the count's 1 ball and no strikes. If you've never been to Lowell Park, trees surround the ballpark, pole to pole. And once the sun dips behind there, the field darkens rapidly.
The good news is there's no clouds, so that's the only thing playing into the help of this game lasting longer. But you're right, TJ, the sun going down pretty quick.
1-0 to Samuelson, or 1-1 to Samuelson. Breaking ball called a strike on the inside corner, and it's 1-2. Red Sox have added another run here in the 7th inning. They got 3 in the 5th, and then one in each the second and the third inning, adding up to 7 runs. Or pardon, 2 runs driven in here in the 7th inning. 7-0 Sox. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Tate Samuelson. The pitch. Fastball misses low below the kneecaps of Tate, and that evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Straight up on the infield is the Cotuit defense. Parker Chavers shaded a little bit towards right center from his spot out in center field. Bevan sets the 2-2. Swinging a line drive into left center field. It's dropping and it falls for a base hit. Rounding third is Carson Taylor. The throw home is cut off and Taylor scores. The ball trickles away for a second from Casey Schmidt. The runners will hold on at first and second. Another RBI hit for YD. This time it's Tate Samuelson. He drives home Carson Taylor from second, and it's now 8-0 YD. 4 straight base hits for the Red Sox, and 5 of the last 6 hitters have reached base for YD.
You look at these Cotuit pitchers today, TJ. It's a lot of new guys, some new arms, a bullpen day for both sides, but that should not take away from the fact that YD has been hitting the ball really well today against these arms for Cotuit. They've just, every pitcher out there they've been hitting.
First pitch to Noah Cardenas. Fastball misses upstairs. It's 1-0. 15 hits for YD today. Another great offensive performance from this lineup, just building off that supreme outing yesterday with 13 runs against the Harwich Mariners. Bevan sets the 1-0. Fastball misses a bit low, and it's now 2-0. Brewster still up 2-0 over Orleans. The Red Sox clinch with a win here tonight and a Brewster loss. But as of now, not looking that way. 2 balls and no strikes here to Cardenas. Bevan sets. And the pitch. Fastball. This time called a strike on the outside corner at the knees, and it's 2-1. Red Sox adding on to their hit parade from yesterday. They had 19 yesterday to put up with those 13 runs. Already 15 today. So 34 across the last not even 2 full games. 2-1 popped out of play along the first base side, and it's now 2-2. Well, that will almost certainly jump the average up for the Red Sox, who currently sit second in the league in average behind the Wareham Gatemen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Noah Cardenas. Riley King stands at second, and Tate Samuelson stands at first. 3 runs in for YD here in the 7th inning. Cole Bevan sets the right-hander on the bump. And the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Misses upstairs. The slider looked like just missed. Maybe a little bit outside and a little high. And it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runners will now go on the pitch. If Cardenas can get one into the gap, it'll easily score both. King will lead off of second. Samuelson off of first. And time is called by Cardenas right before Bevan fired home that pitch. It was a fastball. Actually, pardon, looked like a changeup at 83.
Once time was called, he might have eased up on it.
Or that too. Looked like a fastball.
Yeah, I think it was a fastball. He just, once time was called, eased up a little bit.
So again, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Cardenas for 2 runners on. Bevan sets. There go the runners. 3-2. Swinging a grounder foul. Sharply hit up the third base side. And the count stays full 3-2.
These last 2 days are definitely the best we've seen Noah Cardenas as a YD Red Sox. He just seems like he's more comfortable, more confident in the plate. He's had deep counts in a lot of at-bats as well, which I think is telling with how you're seeing the baseball. Fouling off pitches, seeing balls that aren't on the plate. So I think he's just seeing it better right now at the plate, and the hits are starting to show for him.
Bevan a look and now steps off. All Red Sox here at Lowell Park, 8-0 here in the top of the 7th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Cardenas. There go the runners from first and second to 3-2. Swinging a pop-up, shallow left center field. This is backing up the shortstop Oviedo. Now calling him off is Parker Chavers, the center fielder, and it'll be Chavers that makes the catch for out number 3. The Red Sox send 8 men to the plate and bring across 3 more runs. It's now 8-0 YD as they're stretching here at Lowell Park in Cotuit. You're listening to YD Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bottom of the 7th, back at Lowell Park in Cotuit. It is 8-0. Whitey leads the Cotuit Cavaliers. Final time these two match up in the regular season series come in at 1 win apiece and a tie. It's the 8-9 and 1 men due up for the Cavaliers here in the bottom half of the 7th. Whitey leading it 8-0 over Cotuit today. Jack Jett still on the mound, the righty out of Hofstra for the Red Sox. It's Martin, Oviedo, and Anu all due up for the Cats here in the 7th. First pitch of the inning, a breaking ball in there for strike 1 to Martin. Martin hits from the left side. He's 1 for 1 with a walk today. The right fielder out of Florida State. Here's the 1-0. Cutter misses down and in. 2 balls and no strikes from Jett. Jett in his 4th inning of work out of the bullpen. It's his debut today out of Hofstra. Was a starter this year for the Hofstra Pride, so he's got some length out of him in the bullpen. 2-0. Bounces a breaking ball in the dirt. 3 quick balls to start the 7th for Jett. 4th man up in this inning is Nick Gonzalez, the potential MVP for the Cotuit Cavaliers. He's hitless today, which would break a 3-game hitting streak. YD has been able to keep him in check while their offense has run rampant. A 3-0. Called strike, a fastball right at the knees to Martin. It's 3-1. Jett so far has worked 3 innings. He's struck out 3, only allowed 1 hit and a walk. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses low. That was actually the 2-2 pitch. And now the count is full to Martin. One of those breaking balls was a called strike to Bobby. Full count, nobody down. Bottom of the 7th, 8-0 YD over Cotuit. Jack from the windup. Here's the 3-2. Lifted, shallow left field. Sam Hall, that's actually Riley King moving over to his left, and the third baseman makes the squeeze on the soft bloop from Bobby Martin. Martin retired for the first time today to begin the bottom of the 7th for the Cats. There's 1 down for the 9-man in the order, Adam Oviedo. Oviedo's 0 for 2 today, despite reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. 0 for 1, rather. It was a hit by pitch that got him aboard in the 5th. Oviedo out of TCU hits from the right side. First pitch, it's the 12-6 curveball in there for strike 1. That's been the best pitch for Jett today. The big breaking bender. 0-1 the count to Oviedo. 257 hitter on the season. The shortstop for Cotuit. 0-1. Breaking ball bounces out in front of home plate. Cardenas stops it. It's 1-1. Jet has kept Cardenas busy behind the plate with that breaking ball. He's pretty liable to spike it in the dirt, trying to get some swings and misses. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, wave and a miss. Over the top was Oviedo. A ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th, 8-0. Red Sox over the Kettleers, trying to take the season series. Both teams currently in second place in their respective divisions. Cotuit already clinched a playoff berth. YD could do so tonight. 1-2. Soft grounder left side. King, the third baseman, charges. Throws off balance from the grass in time to get Oviedo at first. King, a strong charge and a great throw on the run. And there's 2 down now in the 7th. Bases are empty, and it's the top of the order for the Kets. 2 outs, 8-0 YD. Araj anew at the plate, and that's going to end Jack Jet's evening. Scott Pickler's out to have a conversation with his new righty. Probably reached his pitch count limit. What a performance from Jack Jet. Pick hasn't made the signal to the pen, but there is going to be a reliever trotting in. That looks like Michael Weisberg. Jet's day comes to a close. He goes 3 2/3. He'll exit with his team on top, 8-0. Great debut for Jack Jet. We'll be back with more of the bottom of the 7th when we return here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Back at Lowell Park, bottom of the 7th, 2 down, bases empty. It's the righty Michael Weisberg out on the mound for YD. He starts Araj Anu with the first pitch changeup that misses low and outside for ball 1. Anu came into today hitting 9 for his last 18. Here's the 1-0. Fastball ripped into right field. Palmer going over. He makes a lunging catch. Anu crushed that one down the line. Palmer had him played to pull, and he makes a nice running snare. 2 pitches, and Weisberg gets out of the 7th in relief for Jack Jet. 8-0 Red Sox. We'll turn to the 8th. This is Red Sox baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 8th at Lowell Park. It's 8-0 YD over Cotuit. Hall, Palmer, and Beasley. 9-1-2 for the Sox here in the 8th. And it's Kevin Conley on the mound for the Kettleers as we begin the 8th inning. Conley replaces Cole Bevan. Bevan went 3 innings, allowed 7 hits, 6 runs. 3 of those were earned. No walks and a strikeout for Bevan. First pitch from Conley to Hall. Broken bat roller up the middle. The shortstop Oviedo gobbles it up, fires to first, and cuts down the speedy Sam Hall for the first out of the 8th. 1 pitch, 1 out for Conley on the mound. He's making his debut today for Cotuit. 5'11", 175-pound sophomore is out of New Mexico. First appearance of the season for him, and he'll face first Sam Hall after the ground out. Now it's a pinch hitter for YD, Ron Washington Jr., not related to the current MLB third base coach, Ron Washington. Ron Washington Jr. out of pick. First pitch, breaking ball from Conley. Misses away to the righty Washington for ball 1. Washington replaces Jake Palmer. Palmer got the spot start today in the leadoff spot for YD. He was hitless, but scored a run on a hit by pitch and a walk. The 1-0 to Washington. Fastball at 90, spiked low, and it rolls to the backstop. 2 balls and no strikes. 8-0 YD over Cotuit. YD's offense back-to-back days has exploded. 13 runs yesterday, 8 today. Here's the 2-0. Fastball called strike right at the knees of Washington. 2-1. Conley, the righty, works from the windup out of Spring, Texas, as opposed to Fall, Texas, I guess. Here's the 2-1. Washington pops it up, foul and out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 down here in the 8th. Sun is still setting. It's a soft sky up ahead now. No clouds, so that'll help the sunlight reach the park here in Cotuit. Bases clear, 1 down. The wind from Conley. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball misses, low and away. It kicks away from Kessler, but Washington held his swing. Full count with 1 down now to Washington. Washington, the newcomer to the YD roster, arrived at the same time as Carson Taylor, trying to work his way into some more playing time. Here's the 3-2. Fastball misses low. It's a 1-out walk to Ron Washington. YD with another base runner here in the 8th. 15 hits on the day for the Red Sox. They've done it from top to bottom in the lineup. Now a guy who's right in the middle of everything today for YD, Brad Beasley, a man on first and 1 down. From the 2 spot in the order, Beasley, through the 7 spot in the order, Tate Samuelson, everybody has had a multi-hit day. Check on first. High throw. Mervis has to jump to reel it in on the check of Washington. Beasley's 2 for 4. He's scored twice. One of those 2 hits, a solo nuke to left field. His 3rd home run of the season. First pitch. Misses low and outside. Ball 1. Good stop from Kessler to keep it in front. YD and Cotuit matching up for the final time of this regular season. Both of these teams have aspirations of making long runs, maybe meeting in the championship series. Never know. The 1-0. Fastball misses at the eyes of Beasley. 2 balls and no strikes. Both currently in second place in their respective divisions. Cotuit has 42 points, trailing Falmouth, who is the hottest team in any recent Cape League memory. They're back 7 of Falmouth. 2-0 to Beasley. Fastball just off the plate away. It's 3 balls and no strikes. YD trails Chatham by just 3 points. Still in range of the Anglers, despite losing 2 straight recently to the A's. 8-0 YD tonight over Cotuit. The 3-0 to Beasley. Fastball poured in, belt high for strike 1. Breeze continues to push out towards left center here at Lowell Park. Bit of a chill even on this beautiful late July evening. 3-1. Misses up and outside. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks from Conley. And there's 2 aboard for Austin Wells here in the 8th. Fun spot here. Austin Wells looking to pad an MVP resume. Wells today, 2 for 3, a run and an RBI. Both of his hits are doubles. He's 6 for his last 8. 4 of those 6 knocks are doubles. 2 doubles yesterday, 2 more today. Leads the league in doubles with 13. Now tied with Nick Gonzalez for the league lead in extra base hits. Those two neck and neck in the MVP race. First pitch, whoa, way high over the head of Wells to the backstop. And Conley, the newbie for Cotuit in his debut, is struggling with his command here. Back-to-back walks to Washington and Beasley. A wild pitch to the screen behind home plate moves them both to scoring position here for Wells. Have to think it's a green light for Wells, a ball and no strikes, despite the struggles with command. Wells has been stuck on the 7 home run mark for some time. Here's the 1-0. Big swing and a miss from Wells. He was looking for number 8 there. 1-1. Spins around in the dirt. The umpires have to reset out there as once the wild pitch changed, they have a different alignment. Slight pause in the action. Now a ball and a strike to Wells. Wells earlier this season hit 3 home runs earlier this year against the Cotuit Kettleers in a doubleheader. He has crushed Kettleer pitching all season long. The 1-1. Fastball buzzes at the eyes. 2 balls and a strike. Good heat from Conley. He just hasn't been able to corral it. Most recent pitch at 92 on the gun. Beasley on second, Washington third. Whitey leads it 8-0. The 2-1 to Wells. Fastball misses low. 3 balls and a strike. RJ Yeager in the on-deck circle for YD. Looks like he'll pinch it for Noah Campbell, who's had a 3-hit day. Wells sniffing that 3rd hit. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch. Fastball misses way upstairs, ball 4. 3 straight walks from Conley. And the bases are loaded for RJ Yeager here in the 8th. Already 8-0 YD. Top of the 8th inning. Things are darkening quickly here at Lowell Park. RJ Yeager is indeed out of the dugout rather for the Red Sox and into the batter's box. Pinch hitting for Noah Campbell. Campbell today, 3 for 4, 2 runs scored. Last season's Whitey MVP, quite the day at the dish. Quick visit on the mound from Kessler to talk to Conley. Yeager hitting 185 on the season, but another guy who's had more success lately. An RBI single yesterday, a couple of ribbies. First pitch, wave and a miss from Yeager. Letter high fastball. First one in the zone in some time from Conley, and Yeager cuts right through it. Strike 1. No balls and a strike to Yeager. Here's the pitch from Conley. Fastball up high. Sends Kessler reeling. He sticks up the thick leather glove and somehow is able to stop the baseball from going back to the green cage here behind home plate at Lowell Park. Already 1 ball has gotten past Kessler in the inning. 1-1. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Carson Taylor on deck, the designated hitter for the Red Sox. 1 down here in the 8th. YD leading at 8-0. Whitey's offense has stood out today, but the pitching has had an underrated great performance. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses high and away. 3 balls and a strike. Coming into today, these were the top 2 scoring offenses in the Cape League. YD is going to take hold of that top spot from Cotuit after this 8-0 performance, barring a major collapse from the YD bullpen. Brady Corrigan, Jack Jett, and most recently Brady Weisberg have shut down the Kettleers' bats. 3-1. Fastball misses outside, and Conley's walked in a run. Washington trots home from third, touches the dish. Beasley up to third base, Wells to second, and R.J. Yeager to first base. Still just one out. 4 straight walks in the inning for Conley, and by the look of it, Mike Roberts isn't going anywhere. RBI walk for Yeager. He's driven in more runs lately. Now Carson Taylor at the plate. First pitch, breaking ball. Misses low to Taylor, ball 1. Brady Corrigan had a rocky first 3 innings on the mound for the Red Sox, but was able to work around 3 hits and 2 walks without striking out any for 3 scoreless frames. One of his best performances for YD this season, first as a starter, 1-0. Breaking ball dips low below the knees of Taylor. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Mike Roberts just turned around in the dugout for the Cavaliers, put his hands out to his sides as if to shrug and say, I don't want to throw anybody else tonight, but Conley searching blindfolded for the strike zone at the moment. 2-0, skipped in the dirt, blocked by Kessler. Beasley's going to stay put. If this were a tighter ball game, Beasley might have tested Kessler. Tried to score from third there, and time's going to be called. Kessler's a little shaken up. He's had a rough day behind the plate. It's been a long one. 9-0 Red Sox over the Cavaliers tonight in the top of the 8th. Back to the Red Sox pitching. After Brady Corrigan, it was a debut man for Jack Jett. Both these squads knew that they were going to have a bullpen day. Now Mike Roberts is going to come out and talk with Conley. Both these teams knew they were going to have a bullpen day today as Roberts trying to calm down his pitcher out there on the mound. Even if this inning weren't to count, it would only be 8-0. YD's still going to take it over Cotuit as Roberts, known for his techniques a bit of slowing the pace of ball games. But I think at this point he's just trying to talk to his pitcher to try to get him to throw some strikes. No real point in stalling. If Cotuit wants to win this game, they need to get their offense to the plate again. No real point for Roberts to stall. Bases are loaded. It's a 3-ball and no strike count to Taylor. Roberts having a conversation with Conley on the mound. Jack Jett in his debut today. First off, great name, Jack Jett. Incredible name for the new YD pitcher out of Hofstra. He went 3 2/3 strong, only allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, hit 1 man, and struck out 3. Was able to retire Nick Gonzalez in the only time he faced him today. Three balls and no strikes to Taylor. Roberts back to the dugout after the conversation with Conley. From the stretch, the 3-0. Fastball, strike 1. Smattering of applause here from the Cotuit crowd. 1 down, 3 balls and a strike. Bases still juiced for Taylor. Major pop at the plate for Taylor. Only 2 home runs during the regular season, but he has 2 in just a handful of games here on the Cape. Both from the left side, which he's hitting from here. The 3-1. Ripped on the ground, right at Mervis. He'll spin, fire to second 1. Oviedo back to first. Double play. Cotuit gets out of the inning. The bases were loaded. YD gets 1 on the RBI walk from Yeager, but Conley gets the double play. 3-6-1 ground out, ends the 8th. 9-0 Red Sox. Bottom of the 8th inning. Coming up next here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Bottom of the eighth, Michael Weisberg back on the mound for the Red Sox, leading 9-0 over Cotuit. Home half of the eighth, Nick Gonzalez at the plate. He's hitless today. First pitch misses low from Weisberg. Here's the 1-0. Fastball that's ripped into left field. Incoming Ron Washington. It gets down in front of him. Gonzalez, his first knock of the day, ends an 0-for-2 stretch. He's hit now in 4 straight, coming off a stretch where he was 0-for-13, which for him must have felt like a season-long slump. He's reached base twice today, once in a walk, now the line drive to left, and it's a leadoff man for Cotuit here in the eighth. He was hitting just below 500 over his last 3 games coming into today. A 1-for-3 mark won't help that. Won't hurt a ton either. First pitch breaking ball misses low to Matt Mervis for ball 1. Weisberg at a Cal State Fullerton in for mop-up duty today for the Red Sox. He pitched a 1-out, 2-pitch, end of the 7th. The 1-0 to Mervis. Fastball at 89, misses outside, 2-0. Weisberg, a strong fastball at a Cal State Fullerton. Tough part of the order here for Cotuit. Gonzalez, Mervis, and Melwarder. 2-0. This is low to Mervis. 3 balls and no strikes. Mervis is 1-for-3 with the double today. The lefty from Duke. Here's the 3-0. Fastball called strike, outer part of home plate. It's 3-1 to Mervis. (3-1). Ripped in the air, deep center field. Beasley on his horse, racing back. It one-hops the wall. Picks it up on a bounce, relays it back in, cut off by Hall. It's a double for Matt Mervis. Launched one off the wall in center. 397 is the measurement to straightaway center field. And runners are on second and third. Second double of the day for Mervis.
All of a sudden, a couple of hard hit balls off of Michael Weisberg to start this 8th inning. You're looking to get a shutdown inning here if you're Weisberg, not the start you want, as the skies are still rapidly darkening here at Lowell Park.
Feels like this could be the last half inning right here.
I would have to agree with you.
First pitch, breaking ball, called strike to Mason McWhorter. 0-1. No balls and a strike. Runners on second and third. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, plunks him right on the backside. Breaking ball hits McWhorter, and he's on first base. Bases are juiced now for the Cats, trailing 9-0. Casey Schmidt to the plate with the bases loaded. Gonzalez on third, Mervis second, McWhorter on first. Schmidt is hitless today, 0-for-2. He has a walk. Schmidt hitting from the right side against Weisberg. A righty from the stretch. First pitch. Fastball buzzes Schmidt. He has to spin out of the way of that one. Jogs about 45 feet down the third baseline. Fastball just missed. High and tight to Schmidt for ball 1. A ball and no strikes. Everybody's gotten a handle on themselves again. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, swing and a miss. Schmidt took a fat rip at that pitch. Just came up with air. A ball and a strike, nobody down. 9-0 YD. Bottom of the 8th inning. Cotuit looking to chip away. Still nobody down here in the 8th. 1-1. Breaking ball skips, picked by Cardenas. 2 balls and a strike. Weisberg has been hit hard a couple of times here in the inning. And then he hits McWhorter with the pitch. Here's the 2-1. Fastball, foul tipped off the glove of Cardenas, back to the cage. Collision right in front of us. Couple of ball boys, ball girl and a ball boy, one for each side, racing after that foul ball.
Some contact. Everyone hit the floor.
Respect the effort. That's hustle here in the bottom of the 8th, folks. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One of the most underrated games within the games right there. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Weisberg fans Schmidt. I always love every game the ball boys and girls hustle after the foul-tipped baseballs that come back here behind home plate.
So instead of hard 90s down the base paths, it's probably hard 90s to get the foul balls.
We'll call it a hard 20.
Hard 20. A lot easier going 20 feet than 90.
1 down, bases loaded for Parker Shavers. First pitch to the lefty. Popped up center field. Beasley backpedaling a few steps. The wind might give it a boost. Beasley settles underneath it, and he makes the catch. Throw comes into second. That will score Gonzalez from third, and there goes the shutout. Sac fly off the bat of Chavers, and Gonzalez scores. That'll add to his league high. Now over 35 runs scored on the season. Moving up to third base is Mervis. McWhorter stays put on first. RBI sac fly for Chavers, and there's 2 down for Kessler. Beasley made the catch in center. Runners on the corners for Kessler with 2 down. He's hitless today. Weisberg trying to get out of the 8th. 9-1, YD over Cotuit. Here's the pitch. This is outside to the lefty Chavers for ball 1. Bottom of the 8th in Orleans. It's 2-0 Whitecaps. So it looks like the Red Sox might have to wait another day, barring a comeback by the Firebirds against Brewster to clinch a playoff berth. 1-0. Popped up out of play up the third base side. A ball and a strike here to Kessler. Wareham and Hyannis are tied at 3 in the top of the 8th. Or has that gone final?
It has gone final. 3, 3, and 7.
1-1. Misses low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. It is a double header, so it would be 7 innings. Point streak for me has it in the top of the 8th. You have the updated one through 7. That's weird.
Yeah, for the situation in Harwich we had earlier this week, there will be no more extra innings throughout the regular season.
2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Weisberg stretches to the plate. Fastball skied. Third base side, foul territory. Riley King's going to have a chance. He's backpedaling, and he makes the catch. Another fine catch in foul territory by Riley King. Cotuit gets on the scoreboard. They put on 1 run in the 8th. The umpires are going to come together and have a conversation, and it looks like that might end it tonight, folks. Final, 9-1, YD over Cotuit here at Lowell Park. YD takes the season series to 1-1 against the Cavaliers, TJ. Great win for the Red Sox tonight. What's one thought after this one for YD?
Well, the offense has found its groove. Back-to-back complete nights from this offense. After 13 runs and 19 hits yesterday, you have the offense come back up 9 more runs on 15 more hits against one of the West's top teams. And they take the top scoring offense title back from Cotuit as they were just on fire. I mean, it wasn't just the extra base hits. We saw a pair of long balls today from the Red Sox, but they were finding gaps and really just seeing the ball so well. And I think we only had one strikeout today from a YD batter. It was Sam Hall in the 6th inning. Besides that, they were spectacular at the plate. As good as you can get.
YD only left 7 men on base today while they had 15 hits. YD improves to 22, 16, and 3 on the season. Cotuit falls to 19, 17, and 4. YD, prior to any final in Harwich against the Anglers, moves within 2 points of moves within 1 point, I should say, of Chatham in the Eastern Division standings. TJ, the pitching staff today only gives up 1. Corrigan, Jett, and Weisberg Pretty impressive stuff from those three, considering Jet was unproven and Corrigan and Weisberg have struggled at times this season.
Yeah, coming into today, you see 2 staff games for the pitching staffs and the top 2 scoring teams in the entire Cape League, and you think lots of runs, and it was that way for one side, but Brady Corrigan and Jack Jet really came out and did their jobs today. They shoved both of them. Corrigan 3 shutout innings on 3 hits, and then Jack Jet 3 2/3 shutout, just 1 hit and 3 strikeouts across 1 walk.
Jack Jet's going to get the win today. 1-0 record for his first appearance of the season. He's a prime candidate for Andre to talk to, honestly, post-game. We'll see if he ends up going with Jet or a player. Whitey wins it 9-1. TJ, coming up next for the Red Sox. It's down the home stretch here. Orleans comes to town tomorrow. What's the approach against the Firebirds, who are closing hard as well in this division?
Well, you can clinch a playoff spot tomorrow with the win against Orleans, and Whitey has played excellent against the Firebirds, apart from the one lopsided loss they had at Eldridge Park about a week and a half ago. So they've had the Firebirds more numbers, so more of the usual for YD. If they could just take care of business tomorrow, they'll be in the playoffs.
That would be nice. Whitey could clinch a berth tomorrow against Orleans. Whitey wins it tonight 9-1 over the Cotuit Cavaliers. Whitey 22-16-3 on the season. Cotuit 19-17-4. YD, final line score for you. 9 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. They left 7 aboard. The Cavaliers had 1 run on 8 hits, 1 error for the Cats. They left 9 on base. Jack Jet, the win. Great opening performance from him. He's 1-0. Chris Holcomb takes the loss. The starter for the Cats this evening falls to 1-2. No save tonight. Final time tonight of this game took 2 hours, 54 minutes. YD wins it 9-1. Orleans tomorrow. We are back at the Red. Hope to talk to you then. For TJ Mathewson, I'm Brian McLaughlin. This is Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.